Welcome on in, everyone. Thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate it. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. We got Fine Point, Cynic Deval. Go ahead. Thank you, Chaos, for pressing the button. I'm powering through. We're doing this. Welcome on in, Cynic Deval. Welcome on in, Ruffles Von Bourbon. Glad to have you. Welcome on in, Soyreal. Welcome on in, Fine Point. Oh god, we're halfway through the community goal. Welcome on in, Erratic Phoenix. I went for the long A, which is the exact opposite of what I was supposed to be doing there. Welcome on in, Kronos. Welcome on in. Welcome on in, Valenian. Welcome on in, Chaos. Glad to have you, sweet beans. Is it classified as a divorce, as in an online marriage? Good question. Do you think that, like, because there are people who've, like, married, there are people who've, like, married objects or concepts or themselves. I want to find a person who married themselves and then something went wrong where they divorced themselves. I need to know that person specifically. I need to know their story. Anyways, we're doing some art today. Which, you know, I should probably address the there we go. What did that take? Weird. I should probably address the category thing. We will, for the foreseeable future, be using the just chatting category while doing art. Because Twitch decided to AI generate the new fucking art, the art icon. Sincerely, whoever made that decision needs to be fired. For the good of everyone. They need to be fired. Anyways. Yeah, you let me go look. It's because you could tell it's fucking lopsided. That's the fucked up part about it. It's fucking, it's like, it, if you look at it, it leans left. It can't, it, like that's one of those things where it's like it's either AI generated or like they found someone as cheaply as possible who did not even remotely give a fuck. Because literally, like that's the kind of thing where it's like you can like just use the fucking like use the horse like the vertical like symmetry tool. I don't fucking know how to use any of the tools in CSP, and I know how to use the vertical symmetry tool. Welcome on in Canopus. Welcome on in Camcool. Glad to have you, sweet beans. So yeah, we'll be on this category. It's over halfway now. Yeah, the art stream is inevitable, unfortunately. Oh, gross. Yeah, what's wrong with the old icon, anyways? My suspicion, and by suspicion I mean this is almost certainly what's happening. They're trying. It's every company right now is trying to get on the AI grift, because they're desperately trying to justify their massively overvalued stock prices compared to how much money they're actually earning. AI is there. There's a good comparison I actually saw in a video recently. AI is the modern day equivalent of the dot-com bubble. That is what AI is. Isn't Twitch just like bleeding money? It's so fucking funny because social media is. Oh, this is the Fry song. Okay, barbecue. Oh, how dare. Hold on a moment. Let me because I gotta relocate the Thunderfang logo up there. Um, that's not right. There we go. There you are. What's the dot-com bubble? Oh God. Okay, well we're going into a little bit of economic history today. The other good use I have found for AI is randomizing color schemes to the models I paint. Okay, there are utilities for, like, but that's not even AI. That's just a randomizer, low key. That's just like a random like just randomly choose fucking 3 or 4 colors. That doesn't have to be artificial intelligence. And I feel like it's become such like an like such a like it's expanded to cover everything, even the stuff that isn't like actually like trained and reproduced models. That's like an entire thing. Um, but let's talk about economic history because apparently we have someone here, which is like this is by no means a call out because this was technically also before my time. I was just aware of it because it was one of those economic like disasters on the scale of like the 2008 recession. Yeah, it can be helpful in programming for the base things like inserting generic loops and stuff. Again, you don't need AI for that. You really don't. Like that's literally like you can just create an IDE that uses shorthand for loops and then have it automatically autofill. That's like that. It's not a use case for artificial intelligence. You like just develop a thing that automatically like, that lets you shortcut the work. It constantly making internal loops too. GG's for dating a corpse, I guess. Welcome on unlock that, I sweet pain. Uh, wait, I just realized. Oh, wait, dating? Question mark. Is there something that I'm not aware of? Starkey, that is AI. It is artificial intelligence. AI is not just LLM. Okay, yeah, but it's a marketing term. AI is literally just a marketing term. That's besides the point. I'll text you later, Starkey. Okay. I don't worry. I'll lip beak sealed. But anyways, the so the dot-com bubble was when the internet first hit like general use case. Like basically, so the internet had just become a use case for like a lot of people. Starkey Serial Lock, welcome on in Cossack, let have you, sweet bean. Although the AI Darth Vader in Fortnite is absolutely cursed. Apparently Epic is being sued quite heavily for like unethical business practice, something to that effect. They're getting sued over the Darth Vader voice thing. Which, to be honest with you, good. They deserve to lose that case. I'll be honest with you, fucking yes. Cause okay. So one thing that is like worth noting, Epic is constantly under scrutiny over something. It's because they keep doing dumb shit. To be fair, they did have one actual W for everyone, which is them winning. Like they won a lawsuit against Apple that made it so that way you don't like Apple doesn't get a chunk of every single purchase in its app store. As far as for loops go, you should fully learn a lot of those basic functions and why loops versus iterations are preferable in different situations. Oh, for sure. Don't get me, like, here's the thing. I feel like as far as, like, the tech goes, I would rather, like, it's part of what I'm saying, like, it should probably just be, like, an expand, like, it should probably just have a shorthand, like, command that just creates a for loop for you. The AI Darth Vader voice didn't voice the actor himself, say he was okay with people using his I can't imagine James Earl Jones, before he passing, would say it's okay for people he might have signed a document with a specific entity to say, like, hey, you're allowed to use my voice to, like, you know, like for your later technology. But I can't imagine that that is, like, a right that's transferable to, like, individual companies, and it definitely wasn't signed to Epic Games. But no, I definitely agree, because there's definitely an appreciable like, it's gonna be weird being in. Welcome on Eighth Wolf. I'm glad I was sweeping. You shut up for Aether. I said it was okay. He said it was okay, but here's more problem with it. He closed the door to anyone after. Yeah, it's because it's also like it is, if you think about it, like an anti-union. It's basically an anti-union technology to, like, steal someone's voice, because that's a voice actor who didn't get paid to replicate or try to attempt a Darth Vader voice. You use AI to replicate his voice for Darth Vader, according to Forbes. I mean, listen, that's, you know, that's great, but it also was something that was done before there was active legislation about this kind of thing. So, you know, eh, legislation being created can invalidate old contracts. An actor doesn't own a role; they own their perform. Yeah, exactly. That's also a good point of it. That's a good point as well. It's part of the reason why you can actually get DMCA claimed for uploading classical music, because people can DMCA claim you for the performance. Which, you know, there's a lot wrong with DMCA, but that is an example of a performance-based intellectual property rights thing. So it would be the equivalent of, like, if they'd made a model that was trained exclusively off of the roles that he did, then it might have been okay, but it's actively impossible to prove that. And it's also likely the case that it wasn't, because, you know, they would need way more data. But what'd you do in stream on a Saturday? It's Friday. It's Friday for me, at least. Welcome on in Xander, welcome on in Gadget, welcome on in Lazy Cat, glad to have you, sweet beans. But no, time to lick the board plus. But no, it's also the fact that, like, they made it so that anyone could use it, and of course naturally got used to say slurs, which I have to imagine, if I knew, imagine if he knew that his voice would be used to say racial epithets, I imagine he probably wouldn't have agreed to those terms. Starkey, did you ever watch Ben 10? I did. But also, okay, we've gone stray. The just chatting tag is in fact affecting me. So someone asked about the .com bubble. Plus, people just let people rest. Don't make people work after their death. That's the fucking thing. That's the thing. Old people should be given a chance to rest. Like, old people shouldn't be working. Not because, like, their decision making is bad, although there's arguments to be made in that case, but because they're going to die soon. Let them have a fucking chance to be with their family. Jesus Christ. It's a pretty shitty way for a family to milk a corpse from money. Oh, absolutely. Checks out, Starkey would want the Omnitrix. Edith agreed to use. I doubt he imagined his voice be used to describe Spanish as a language of spice traders and smug. What? That's fucking wild. Imagine death. Literally me every night before I go to sleep. But no. So someone mentioned the .com bubble. I believe this was in the late 90s. The internet was a known technology, but it wasn't usable by the general populace. Or at the very least, not the internet that we know it as today. Sleep is just a death trial period. Exactly. So basically, the internet had been around for about a decade or so at this point. It was used mostly by college students for research purposes. Because it turns out having access to all of, like, you know, all of the data at your fingertips makes researching papers a lot fucking easier. So even though it was really clunky to use, it was still being used just for a very specific application. Carefully gonna activate the furries, too late. But Orzhov, this is me as a joke. So, you know, when the internet became accessible to the general public, there was basically a rush to create a there's a rush to create basically a version of the internet that was usable by the general public who didn't need to have a high level understanding of mathematics, because like that was around the time where they were still using like they weren't connected to the internet, but they were probably still using like massive computation devices, like what they did to put someone on the fucking moon. Like those were still not being like used primarily, but still had a use case. And I would have guessed the internet was good for research. That's so crazy. The modern day and age, it actually does kind of seem crazy, but also. But no, so eventually, a company, I can't remember what the name of the company was. They created basically a package, which ended up being the first markup language, to create user-friendly graphical user interfaces, which are called GUIs. Those are, you know, those are now a mainstay of the internet nowadays. You know, basically anything where you can look on a thing and click on it, that's a GUI. Because like before then, it used to be just like command lines. Starkey's assumed brain being too poisoned. Because like so you know, if you're like in Windows and then you see like a file, you just click on it, and then it'll open up that file. Didn't used to be the case. You would have to go into a command line and then find where the file is in memory and then open it from there. So there was a lot of things that they needed to do to make the internet usable by the general populace. And when it finally did, people fucking pounced. It was very quickly found out that the internet was going to be the way of the future. Starkey, now tell us about... I can talk about Tulip Mania later, actually, because I know about that as well. Low-key, I find economics fascinating. Like sincerely. I think in an alternate world, I might have been an economist. Although I probably would have had to be an active sociopath. That's not fair. There are genuinely talented economists who are aware of like the implications of the things that they research. Welcome on to Resume. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Fair, I forgot Fraser always in an active state. Now excuse me while I go put my fursuit on. My voice has betrayed me. Yeah, so the internet had like just become accessible to the general public. And the idea was, well, the internet's gonna be the way of the future. What's up, Chris?
Gunther, why did you goon my fries?
I hate that. So naturally, everyone immediately pounced. Every corporation was spending like big money getting like really like, you know, because this was when they had just added the DNS, the domain name service. Basically, before DNSs existed, you would have to type in the IP address of the website you wanted to go to. There was no Google. You just had to know what you were connecting to in advance, which was a nightmare, of course. So they created something that humans would be able to memorize a little bit easier, which is URLs. So naturally, there was a big pounce. Like there was a huge investment in like technology companies because they were the best at making websites. They were making websites. They were grabbing like really commonly used URLs for companies that definitely would have wanted a URL. And it was this big idea that like the internet would take over, like it would take off. And then this was in the late 90s. I don't know if you know, the internet's been around for a hot minute. But it's only like really like in the last two decades or so where the internet has become the general use utility it was promised to be. So they were 10 years too early hyping up the internet, which meant that stock prices went fucking soaring because they were like, oh, you know, this is the way of the future. Like, you know, we'll go ahead and pop it up. But yeah, it's back in the day of fucking dial-up. So, you know, the line goes up. And everyone's like, oh, you know, it's just keep investing, keep putting money in because the line's just going to go up. The internet's only going to become more important. I can't remember what the specific event that was that shook confidence. But at some point it became clear that like all this technology they were investing money in was going to make money, but not this level of money. They weren't making this level of money. So naturally the stock price tanked. And a lot of like so there's the stereotype of like the idea of like when the stock market goes bad, like investors throw themselves out of buildings. That's because that actually happened in the dot-com bubble. When the dot-com bubble popped, people were in millions of dollars of debt. So they just threw themselves off of a building because there's no way they were going to be able to financially recover. And AI nowadays is very much like the dot-com bubble of the late 90s. In that it's basically artificially pumped up. It's a series of lies made to artificially pump up the stock evaluation of tech companies. And it's so because if you're looking at the general market, you might notice that there's actually been a couple of trends like that recently. Mostly NFTs and crypto. What's up, Crisp?
Fun fact, did you know that Alfred is the most relatable Fire Emblem Engage character because in his ending, he dies of cringe or terminal cancer or some other incurable disease, but we're ignoring that for the joke shortly after the game ends.
Dot-com bubbles, yeah, so there's been a lot of bubbles in that same vein of the dot-com bubble, the subprime mortgage loans that caused the 2008 recession, Tulip Mania, which caused what was it? So Tulip Mania was speculative trading of tulip bulbs in the Netherlands, which caused it basically. The reason it's called a bubble is because it's this artificial. It's basically substanceless something that you just keep putting air and money into, and eventually, when it pops, it fucking destroys everything. Can the AI bubble pop already? Low-key, give it like another 3 or 4 months, I suspect. Because the economy is deeply unstable right now. Pretty much ended Holland role as a great power. Yep. I don't think I've heard about the South Sea. The South Sea Company, was that India and not Ireland, India and England, if memory serves? Or no, I'm thinking of the East Indian Company, aren't I? That was the British company? Okay. All economic bubbles are pretty similar. Things get overvalued and they have a rapid readjustment that bullwhips the market. Exactly. So someone who was venting me about someone they knew at an MTG car shop, and I made a metaphor. It's like if someone bought a Rolex and gooned someone with it, well, the metaphor breaks down, but that wasn't a breakdown. The metaphor had a stroke. South Sea bubble was a greatest. I'm unfamiliar with the South Sea incident. Let me hold up because let me look on this real quick. As much as I mean that we're now in the just chatting category, that this is kind of what my art streams usually end up being. So South Sea bubble. This is a British joint stock company. Okay, wait. I hate human history sometimes, man, because I just saw it's a bubble based around slave trading, which is fascinating in its failure at basically every fundamental part of human intelligence. All right. It's not surprising, but it is just like one of those like, really? How the fuck do people, okay, Loki, how do people pick their fucking like canvas sizes? I don't know how they do that. Like this is, I think, weirdly enough, is the thing I struggle with the fucking most. What's up, Chris?
I have sent you 2 things. Both are peak. Open up Steam.
What the fuck is this? Dugadoo, full song from the Interstellar Song Contest, Doctor Who? Alright. I've not received... I just look up online what others use. Canvas size go burr. I just let it to default to whatever. It's Cam's fault. You know, that does check out that this would be Cam's fault. I'm looking at Discord and I don't see anything, Sariel. I don't see anything. Also, I cannot see why I'm typing now because suit head. Did you actually put on your suit head? I said open up Steam. Oh. I don't... Okay, let me check real quick. The only positive out of the South Sea Trading Company was Thomas Guy used his earnings to build several charity hospitals in London and emptied all the debtors' prisons in London by paying off their debt upon his death. Fear my typing prowess from Mavis Beacon in the torture chamber that hides your fingers. Yes, my suit head is on. Excellent. I need to like I need to like more casually just like wear like, you know, because I like my suit and like, you know, just like what if I just like I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna wear my suit head for like an hour. Just do something fun with it. How do folks with suits and partials store their suits? I have like a plastic box. This is the duality. This is the duality of fucking this is the duality of Soyreal as a mod. Y'all are not ready for this, I promise. That's not the right source. There we go. That's the right source. So here we have the Atomic Owl OST. My guy lives above my work computer. You don't have just have a suit out like a decoration. I suppose I could do that, but you know, this is so we got from Soyreal, peak music, 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 and then the other thing we received from Soyreal, Skibbity Yacht Rooms. Fuck you. Soyreal, I'm going to need you to meet me in the break room. He's staring me through the workday, tempting me to become a cat. Listen, it's nice to just be a cat for a bit. But no, like here's the thing. If I had I got a thing from Kasai now. I'm declining this. Sounds like you need to do some song requests. We have break room news to me. Bad Rat's show. Chris has been rather not. Wait, isn't this fucking infamous for being garbage? Isn't this one of those like infamously bad Steam games? I'm not taking your money. I'm not taking your money for garbage. Don't give these people your fucking money. But no, like to some degree, like I fucking hate my brain because there's sometimes where I'm just like, what if I wish I could just fucking like shut my brain off for a bit. And I think like that's it, to my understanding, that is like the appeal of certain kinks like pup play, is just like letting your brain be dumb for a bit. I can't fucking do that. I can't do that on command. and there is some amount of jealousy in that feeling of just being like, I need fucking like substance help to like be dumb for a bit. Literal pocket change. Pocket change is too much for them. It looks the music that permanently destroyed Imagine Dragons' reputation. Wait, what? I don't think I've heard this. How did this song destroy Imagine Dragons' reputation? But no, like, I should just like break out the head for a bit when I just like I just have some downtime and I'm just like I just want to be silly burb. It's not really good. How is it that bad? It was so shit that everyone realized that Imagine Dragons sucks. That's a you should wear a suit tomorrow. I guess you forgot, like, I am probably staying home tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go get groceries Sunday. I might stream tomorrow. Hi, sorry, when did you get here?
Oh, just now. Is this the break room?
It depends. Are you willing to read this statement until the polygraph says that you believe it?
What statement?
You've been a very naughty boy.
You know what? I'm not going to appease your kink.
Well, that's your law. That's your loss. I should not be doubling down. I swear to God, I have the worst case of yes and possible. Well, come on, Rich. Come on, be sweet. Okay, that's not fair. My brother has the worst case of yes and. Well, no, I guess I have the worst one because I yes and him into making bad. Well, welcome on, Rich. Good to have you, sweet bean.
Oh, I just remembered I have like 7 servers of just Jamestown bites.
I thought I disabled that. I thought I disabled using other like sound bites in here. I guess you know what I did? I did the thing I do that's always a fucking mistake, where I'm just like, I'll let them have the power until they prove they don't deserve it.
Who is the one who made it so that we don't deserve it?
I mean, no one yet. Okay, so you'd head back off. Got a packet. Oh, that's right, because you're going to AC, aren't you? I'm so sad. I want to go to AC, but the logistics of it just weren't going to work. Unfortunately, they weren't going to work at the time to where I could have signed up, and they definitely can't work now because you have to sign up in advance. Is this Bones? But every Bones enemy, but metal pipes fall every noun. Okay. So I see this. I'm gonna let this play out, but I'm also gonna pull up one of my favorite videos on the internet.
It is a good video.
What does this
I fucking love this. I love these remixes so much.
You have no idea what it...
Oh, well, thank you for Overstep the Watermelons. I think about making an FVN, and AC isn't for a month. I'm going to DC for a week though. I need to like I think I'd make my circles too narrow.
They do look kind of like eggs at times.
The fucked up thing is I can't even do like an egg on command. That's egg. It's like a snake egg. Did anyone ever see snake eggs? When I was on TikTok, I definitely Starkey's skinny shaming circles. They don't give me enough space to work with. It's also it's definitely skill shaming because it's my own skill.
I had a skill issue today.
And what would that be?
I was getting my groceries online, and I was going to get 1 case of soda. I messed up and got 4.
That seems that is a little bit of a skill issue for sure. Hey, this is the most perfect egg. This is the platonic ideal of an egg shape.
It is a nice egg.
I swear to God. Good enough. I'm getting ads in Spanish now. That's like a moderately concerning sign. Very egg would nest on.
You know what?
All right. Now that that's done, I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Oh, it's AI. Okay, we are skipping AI as a general rule, so that one's getting skipped. But no, this is the peakest song on the internet. This is Bones, but a metal pipe falls for every verb.
You know what? I'm not gonna let a Phoenix see ads anymore on this channel.
I love the speed with which some of these metal pipes got some stanky rhythm. Oh, sorry, I'll think of the gift sub from Erratic Phoenix. Enjoy the afternoon emo, Supine. And thank you for the gift sub. I got the... I forgot that God is a verb. Because it's a verb of being.
No ads for you.
How else can I make fun of what Twitch thinks I want to see? That's a fair point. You've taken away his ability to see the advertisements. Okay, let's take this in the let's actually fucking work on like organizing my process a little bit. Should Starkey do a stream? What does this say? where he just watches commercials. I would actually do that. Give me like a video that's just like 30 minutes of like those really old commercials, like from like the like late 90s, early 2000s. Starkey, is this what the Borb sounds like when they try to jam out? This is definitely the sound of you when the Borbs get you. It's just a violent metal pipe falling sound effects. Do a segment on Japanese advertisements. That could be fun as well.
Just remember to not do modern Super Bowl ads.
You can't let him have what he wants. You gotta make him watch paint dry. Why though? Why must I suffer like this? Chad, talking to my therapist, like, I don't know why, but people on the internet, they only want to watch me suffer. Okay, so this might be an instance of me like trying to exaggerate some effects, because I realized one of the ways that like I can make a character look like their muscles look bigger is by shrinking the head a little bit. So make them watch Aussie, Canadian, and British ads. New poll: should Starkey suffer? The answer would just be yes. Is anything that aired on Nickelodeon stream safe?
It depends, in my opinion.
The Long Man gummies must be part of the stream commercial stream. That was the original Old Man Yowie. I will not be taking notes on that comment. So don't try.
I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but does Goatsy count as Old Man Yowie?
I don't think so. I don't think it does. I don't think Goatsy counts. I just realized there's no song to play next. So we're just sitting in silence for a moment, just considering the concepts of Goatsy as an Old Man Yowie.
If you don't know what Goatsy is,
don't
say you don't want to hear it.
Goatsy is on the same level as like Two Girls, One Cup, One Guy, One Jar. It's just not worth looking up. Will Starkey suffer today?
That's every day in Starkey.
Joke's on you, I already have. Someone go post this in Monkey's nuclear content.
Okay, the poll is tied. You both can and can't watch commercials.
It's not much worse than what is already there. A tie, what are the odds? There's just... There's just 8,000 points. Is this a fucking... Is this a poll, or is it a... Is this a poll or a gamba?
It's a gamba.
Okay, that makes more sense.
You know what? In case it's rigged, I'm just gonna put 10 points in no.
That's fair, because otherwise they would lose their points. The points would just disappear into the void, and I don't want that. How the fuck do people draw Booba? I'm really, because like I was watching Huge X Hugo draw, and Huge X Hugo is like a really, really amazing artist. And one thing I noticed about him is the dude uses a fuck ton of references, so I figure that's probably a sign that I should be using my references more. Draw what? Booba?
Speaking of art, what are you drawing today?
I'm redesigning Finn. So part of what like blocked me on art was having DA critique Finn's design. All right, Erratic, you don't gotta look at me like that. I know you've been trying to tell me this whole fucking time that I should be using visual reference more. You're right. You're correct. You're also an artist. You're a more skilled and more history artist than I am. Dies. Also, welcome on, Dr. Wolfwalker. Speaking of more skilled and more history artists than myself, Dr. Wolfwalker. Can we shout out for Dr. Wolfwalker? Sartky Morph. Yeah, we're doing art. I'm currently, so I have here. Let me open it, because I had so you know, DA is drawing a new ref, or like DA is drawing a new thing for me, so I had to make sure that okay. So I'm redesigning this guy because I realized I went a little overboard on some of the decisions I made. So I'm in the process of redesigning him a little bit. And I'm gonna start. I think because this is the first thing I drew of him was literally just a ref sheet. I think that was probably ill-advised. What was critiques? The primary critique was just basically too many bright colors. That was the major one, and also just like color continuity. I was actually like really happy that he like there was no comments he made about like shapes and structure. Like that actually made me really happy to just be like, well, you know, I'm doing that one well enough at least. Where is... Okay, I think I'm going too hard on extending the shape beyond where it reasonably would be. I've lose too many colors to work on the silhouette, right? Yes, those were the two major pieces of advice. Okay, so if we think about where the chest actually is, because this is basically the collarbone. This would be the chest bone. Like this is the sternum. Hold up. This might be like a situation for me to use like some kind of like some skeletal knowledge. So this is the collarbone, and then we have the sternum here. And then like we're because I'm trying to get better about like actually like following through the process of like sculpting, because this is also I want to do this. I want to make this a little bit into a like a painting exercise. I want to learn how to do like actual like painting stuff. Historically, what's the reference you were using for this pose? Okay, this is a pose I've done enough where I actually feel comfortable like doing it without visual reference. To some degree, I am also using myself as visual reference by just like I have a simple color palette for my stone. The only contrast is in the eyes. You need a painting? Hit me up for sure. There's a lot of people like painting is luckily one of those things where it's like because it's like such an amazing looking style. Like there's a lot of references for it that I can work with. So okay. So this is the skeleton we're working with. Dr. Wolf is a lot better than I am, but I have a bunch of resources in my Discord that might be of use. I also need to like, because I was passed a couple of digital copies of some art reference books. Hold up, that actually might hold up. Let me see if let me look at that real quick. Starkey may heed your own advice. Maybe heed your own advice. Well, because here's the thing. I specifically when I see someone use references, it's for something. You just say you need to use more references. I'm looking real quick. I don't think I can post. I can show this on stream for risk of because it does just straight up have nudity in it. I'm looking for a specific angle. And to some degree, I am exaggerating it a little bit. That is exactly what I'm looking for. Well, not quite exactly, but definitely close enough. Actually, because it's one of those things where it's like... There's almost like a Bob Rossism, now that I'm thinking about it for a moment, where like I actually could potentially turn this into like... Because like if the snoot ends up going like, you know... If the snoot ends up being more like, you know, more something like more like looking towards this direction. That's still okay as long as I just make the neck muscles and the head like the neck like the body face forward, neck muscles adjust for the head being pointed in a specific direction. Art's fucking hard, man. It is incredibly, horribly difficult. Dr. Wolf is cute. Dr. Wolfwalker is very cute and a very amazing artist, and also just very sweet.
You're very sweet.
I am Borb. Reference is essential in my opinion. How would you develop a Disney style if you never watched a Disney movie? That's like, I guess it's like awesome, like almost kind of my apprehension of like using references is like I don't want my I kind of want my style to be my own thing instead of being influenced. But I guess it's like that's kind of silly. It's the like there's no new ideas under the sun. No matter what, my style is gonna be influenced by something. So I should make sure it's influenced by stuff that I enjoy. Actually, by that same token, let me look at how Bernie draws. Because I absolutely I am enamored with Bernie's style. What I will say is that while your conscious brain is good, sometimes it's better to think less when painting or drawing. Your unconscious brain is very good at correcting mistakes, even if you don't understand why. Blue Sky. Bernie. Media. Because Bernie also draws like the kind of heft and size to him that I absolutely adore. Sorry, let me know if I'm backseating. I love painting. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm wondering almost if I go too overboard with like the pecs. Because I'm looking at these now, and these are all a lot more contained than what I usually do. Good to know at the very least. Actually, let me go in because I also want to. I need to figure out like how the shape works here more. Okay, so if this is the eye level, we want the top of the snoot to come somewhere around here, and then naturally the bottom of it's going to happen somewhere around here. The gamba will start yourself. Okay, so the answer is already yes. I already am suffering.
It is an art stream, you know.
Yeah. So thank you for whoever put no in there, but also y'all like that was the is the just chatting the new art category? Is it for when you go on tangents? Just chatting is the new so to explain to people who joined, some idiot at Twitch decided to AI generate the new fucking art category image. So I'm going to be using just chatting until they unfuck that decision. Because fuck that. If you're gonna make a category dedicated to art, maybe don't make the opposite of art.
Maybe don't use the thing that artists notoriously hate.
Oh, it's actually not AI generated. Someone found the stock. Found the stock of the photo frame. What the fuck? Okay, but also, that stock, the photo frame is the part of it that definitely looks AI generated. It's genuinely a terrible picture frame in low resolution. Like, does someone have the actual artifact? Because like the thing's fucking lopsided. Like I need fucking video proof of this this fucking like I need it like before I feel comfortable being like, oh, let me go back to the hold please. Well thank you. I hit the wrong button. Also, give me a shout out for Ivan Art. Ivan heckin' super spectacular bean. Very amazing artist. You know, Ivan also has that thing going on with the painting style that I absolutely adore. That I would love to do some more studies of. Okay, so Badger's kind of got like a wide snoot.
I just realized we're only 40k channel points away, and we still have 23 days to go.
Also, it looks super bad. Like the text isn't even. Yeah, it's Arial. It's like they made a fucking meme. It actually feels like an Imager style 2009 meme using fucking Arial font. Like, why change it?
It's because graphic design is their passion.
Graphic design is my passion. Don't quit your day job. Oh, Badger, one of the more dad Sona species. Yeah, I'm redesigning Finn. Because I've been dealing with a little bit of art. What's the term? Art block. And so, like, when I passed my reference to DA, I could tell he was having opinions. I was like, wait, this might be a good opportunity. What if jump? Welcome on in this. Mulk, glad to have you, Sweet Bean. They need to fire whoever made the change, like, right. Wait, which is Finn? Finn is, Welcome on in, Bobby the Work. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Live Check. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Finn is this guy. He's the guy I drew in December. The major things to note were making the silhouette a little bit better, which I generally don't know how I would go about making the silhouette better. I think it just comes down to more like extreme body language, and then smarter usage of color. Just to add, wait, there's a Bob Ross painting called Valley View. The image is not generated. Okay. Just add some info. The picture frame is also real. It's a 15-year-old stock photo from iPhoto, so definitely not generated. The category thumbnail is just very, very badly made. Okay, now I need to do a side-by-side. Because this doesn't feel... Hold up a moment. Let me fucking look at it real quick. Funnily enough, when I look up Twitch art category image, it brings up the old one. I actually can't find the Twitch art category anywhere online.
Probably because nobody wants to post it.
Open image in new tab. Okay, I have to zoom in on this because it's a very low resolution. It's a lopsided because the photo of the frame is lopsided and they just glued it on top. Okay. That's not the right... Hold up. Okay, so this is what they're using. This is the new art logo.
Yeah, the font is definitely a choice.
It's also notably my favorite part's the fucking period. Why? Literally why? It looks really fucking bad.
I'm pretty sure anyone could make this in 1 minute using Microsoft Paint.
Okay. No, it absolutely is not the same frame. Hold up. It is not even... Because you can... It's either this... Why the period? I think the period's the fucking wildest decision. Welcome on to Ross Coldcack. Let have you, Sweet Bean. I'm looking at this and I'm like... Because if you look at specifically, like, look at the fucking... Nope, not the same. Because, yeah, like, look at the... Specifically this... Like, this is the thing where I, like, looked at it and I'm like, this has to be AI because it's... Like, you know... Like, this clearly is, like, an actual image. But I look at this and it's just, like, lopsided and there's no... Yeah, because, like, look. Like, if you look right here... Inspired, but it looks like they slapped like a filter on it in a way that like makes it look very AI. Because like you see here, like there's this very like these like this Laurel pattern. I mean AI maybe, but also just a rough sketch. The thing is, why sketch over it? Like no, if this is a stock photo, just pay for the photo. Is this an allegory to the end of our art times? Because like okay, so right here we have this. This like kind of pattern, right? which, like, see, it doesn't quite connect up here to this line, and it doesn't quite connect left here. It definitely, like, see right there, it connects suddenly. They definitely slapped an AI filter on it. It's 100% like because that's not a thing that, like, if, like, I would need someone to recreate, like, using standard filter settings, that effect. Because it's also like, yeah, no, like, they just had to have slapped an AI filter on it. Because, like, if you look, also looks like a 2010s webcomic art. Because, like, see, this area is, like, a lot darker, and then suddenly it's a lot brighter. Like, that's not an effect you're gonna get from any filter. Like, that's, I guess, in theory, like, because it's kind of the way it's implying is it's, like, the lighting doesn't make any fucking sense. No, no disrespect to anyone who's like, hey, this is, this is, like anyone who expect, maybe it is AI generated, but no, that's entirely possible too, because, like, it is very clearly, like, taking inspiration from this style. Like, there are other, frames like this, so probably just took those. Like, this is why AI is bad. This is why AI will never be good at art, because it can never get those fine details. Like, here's the thing. One thing that was made, like, as someone who majored in artificial... Are you suffering, Starkey? Absolutely. As someone who majored in artificial intelligence in college, I CS major with a focus on artificial intelligence and machine learning. It is mathematically impossible for a model to get the small details right, to get the edge cases right, because if you are able to create a model that does that, what you're doing is something called overfitting. Basically, you're making the model too specific to the conditions it's trained in, and as soon as you ship it to a general, like, populace, someone's gonna make it request something that, and it just isn't gonna, it's not gonna know what to do. It's gonna shit itself and die. This is what AI will never be able to meaningfully remove these small detail flaws because they're built, like, they're baked into the way that the model is built. There needs to be the room for error, otherwise the model is just not gonna work for anything. So yeah, I still believe that this image is AI generated.
I'm with you on that.
So yeah, my my boycotting of the art category will continue until they fucking don't do it.
Oh, I just thought of something horrible. Someone just generating art that's AI generated in the art category.
And that's, like, I think that's part of why I'm like, because to me it feels like ontologically incorrect to make a category called art where you have something like that. Welcome on in, Night Lycan. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can we shout out for Night Lycan? We were just complaining about the new art icon, which is 100% AI. And I'll probably do, like, a breakdown, because I actually do think it's important to, like, look at the finer details. Because no, it's not just a normal filter. It's 100% like an AI filter they're trying to zhuzh up. The old arc icon is genuinely spectacular. Here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing, and it sucks. I think we need to start being more vocal about the things we really enjoy about, like, a platform or about people. In general, to specific artists, of course, because it makes a big difference to have an artist. Like, as an artist, hearing someone say, I liked your art, is, like, a huge deal. Even if it's not specific, just saying, like, hey, I found value in this, like, is enough. It genuinely is incredibly motivating. But also, I think we need to do that kind of on a software scale. It'd just be like, hey, I like the way that Twitch handles XYZ thing. Even the things you don't necessarily think about. Oh, we lost a Soriel. I made the owl disappear. But no. I like the way that, because I feel like it's almost the, like, the sys admin thing where it's like no one talks about it when it's doing its job, which means that, oh, it's dinner time for sure. Thank you for hanging out. No one talks about sysadmins when everything's going great. The only time you ever notice, like, a sysadmin or, like, a janitor or, like, any of that is when things are going fucking horribly. Like, that's the only time you ever notice, like, a position like that where it's more dictated by like keeping things consistent. People are more inclined to voice their complaints for things yeah. Is my song still stuck in the queue? I can look real quick. There is only one song in the queue from you. Weird. Yeah, chat, support your IT departments. Sincerely. No, it's there's a reason that fucking like the joke is that every sysadmin wants to game in themselves is because they're expected to do fucking magic with no information. All right, let me look real quick. I don't know why it's doing that. Starkey, what's a block? Nightbot song requests. A client opened a ticket on a Tuesday. At normal priority. Oh god. How long did it take? Didn't respond until today. Oh god damn it. Of course it's a fucking Friday. Nightbot, but I'm not talking about you goober. And demanded we resolve it over the weekend. How's that saying go? A failure to plan on your part does not make an emergency on my part. Deal with your own bullshit. There's a reason I chat. If I ever have to deal with a customer service job, I'm fucked. If my life depends on my ability to be polite to idiots, I'm fucked. I'm sincerely just fucked. I will die. Like, unironically, because I am entirely too honest when it comes to letting dipshits know they're dipshits. I pointed them a contract that says we offer support from 10 to 6 ET Monday through Friday. Yeah, that's definitely the moment where you pull out the contract and you're like, if you'd actually fucking read and done your job, I would have been able to do my job. And then logged off. Yeah, no, that's definitely a situation where you're like, I'm not about to argue with you. Maximum number... Why is it? Okay. Let me try clearing the queue real quick. Kronos... Oh shit, there's a bunch of shit in the queue. Yeah, why... Okay, Gadget, let me try deleting yours. And maybe that will make the system realize that you should have access to 2. I didn't send it to my boss after, though, just to cover my ass since I'm out until next Thursday. Yeah, that's the kind of thing where it's like, hey, this is a thing that you're realistically going to have to deal with. I'm sorry, but I also have contract, like, you know... This is literally part of my contract to be like, I don't have to deal with this shit. Are you drawn hot, sweaty, well, not sweaty, but maybe. We'll give it. You know, we'll see where the spirits take us. Sorry, I didn't say sorry to my boss anymore. I don't say sorry to my boss anymore. Understandable. I just told him what needs to be done. Yeah, maybe sweaty later. Yeah, we can try something to that effect. I think. Because I'm looking at this and I'm like, I think I've made a slight mistake with... Are we ranting about capitalism again? Yes. So far we've gone on a whole bunch of rants. We actually talked about capitalism failing earlier, because we had someone in chat who didn't know what the dot-com bubble was. Listen, I'll be honest with you. You know, I'm relatively open about a lot of my particular interests, so... I like the like post-workout like kind of shininess that you get from a nice layer of sweat. It's pretty attractive. I mean, I imagine this is probably a surprise to no one. Welcome on, Media Scales. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. I imagine that's got to be like a surprise to realistically no one. I made myself indispensable, which means both that everyone expects stuff from me and I can just ignore hierarchies to an extent. Oh, for sure. That's the joy. If you were to vork capitalism, what might capitalism taste like? I mean, I sincerely believe that at the current point, capitalism is meaningfully powered by the suffering of people. So whatever that tastes like. What tastes like suffering?
Do you like
Why am I
this?
being canceled?
Do you like this?
Why am I being canceled? I'm right.
Well, no more.
Blood and rot. I suppose so. Actually, this might be one of this might be one of the situations where I'm actually like, because I like this being the way that the snoot connects to the mouth. So what if I like basically try to maybe just raw blood can be tasty. Please don't be afraid. That is a concern. That is a concerning thing to see in my chat. I'm not gonna lie. How are you doing, Starkey? I'm doing okay. Today was weird. Basically with at work, I didn't really have clear direction. So, but also like the person who usually gives me that direction is out until Tuesday. He was taking in early because it's Memorial Day, and the employees of the state of Indiana do get that off. Welcome on, Ileana. It's good to have you, Sweet Bean. So, just my blood, not anyone else's, just to clarify. That's still... I'll be honest with you, that's still moderately concerning. I have a new boss and she's insufferable. Oh god, I'm so sorry. That's the fucking worst feeling. It's like when you're enjoying your work, and then it's like, oh, like you get someone who just makes it fucking awful, like who just sucks. Remember, you can use blood as a substitute in baking. Yeah, you can use it as a replacement for eggs, right? What are you remembering on Memorial Day? I actually don't... I'm not super clear on what Memorial Day is supposed to be memorizing. Yep. My workplace is open on Memorial Day, but I don't know if I'm scheduled for that day or not. Welcome on to Fatal Claim. It's good to have you, Sweet Bean. I feel like I need... I feel like the more I explain, the worse it gets. Because there's times where, like, I can, like, you know... Like I cut myself or whatever, and I don't immediately have access to like a piece of paper to like stop stop the bleeding. So I'll just like, you know, like thump, like finger in mouth, just like make sure I'm not dripping all over the place, because that's a biohazard. But like I wouldn't necessarily describe my blood as tasty. I feel like if your blood is tasty to you, that might be like a sign that you're like anemic. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on. I guess this is one of those situations where, like, because I've never really, now that I think about it, I've never really had to build a 3D structure. I want to do something interesting with the jaw, because I definitely saw an example of being like, actually, hold up a moment. Let me look at the way badgers are shaped. Yeah, I'm slightly anemic. That makes sense. That makes more sense. I'm like, I feel like if you're anemic, like your body is gonna be like, I need it. Jaws more, maybe give them an underbite. Let me see. Badger is its own category on this. Perfect. Okay, so it kind of comes in mostly at the top, notably.
Why, hello there, Starkey.
Oh, hey, Phoenix. How you holding up?
I'm doing okay. I'm coming in here for my 10 minutes to assist you, to remind you of a helpful little website I found that helps you search up images of animals.
I actually just pulled that up.
Good, because they have a specific sector for badgers.
And you kind of like exaggerate it. There we go. Yeah, thank you for stopping by and the reminder.
Yeah, no, I'll be here for a little bit,
Okay.
and then I'll get out of your feathers.
Because I know you're hosting the event yet tonight.
No,
Oh, is that
not
not
tonight.
tonight? That's next
nope.
week?
That was last week and next week. Correct.
Oh my god.
Yep.
I completely flubbed what weekend it was. My bad.
It's okay. That's fine.
I spent the past half an hour telling my mom to change her passwords. You're free to hang out then if you would like to stick on longer, but I also appreciate that if you got plans.
No, I'm here to support you. And then if other people join, I can bow out so we have a constantly rotating series of friends in here.
Everyone, please donate to the math stream for as little as 2,000. We can all do math together.
Math is very important.
Memorial Day honors the military lives lost overseas while serving the U.S. I'm sincerely grateful for the people who serve in the military. I feel like our government doesn't take care of them, and then that task falls on the day-to-day person, which sucks. But that's, you know, that's my bitter anti-capitalist self saying that. So he gets friends to join VC. He doesn't want us in there. I'm keeping it relatively small for now. I think is the big thing. Because I like when I first started streaming, I did have like an open voice call, and there were definitely moments where I'm like, this is this is kind of suffering. So like I don't want to do something on that scale again.
That's why I'm only staying here for a little bit, unless you want me to stay longer.
What if Void Crew? What is Void Crew?
Wretch, wretch, where the wretch?
Here to remind you that wage theft is the largest form of theft in the United States.
Yep.
So remember to have those 30 minutes bathroom breaks 3 times a day, my friends.
To be fair, if I joined an art stream, it would give me a reason more to do art. That's fair.
I'm currently messing around with Gaussian blurs and messing them up horribly.
This is definitely me being, because I'm not necessarily like I'm trying to practice my shapes as well. There's a lot of things about this that I'm turning into practice. I like that snoot shape so far.
I do too. I think the nose is a little lopsided, but I think the snoot shape itself looks real good.
I mean, to be fair, this is that's like that was just like as like it basically forcing my brain to think about where where I want this snoot placed. I think is the big thing with that.
Sounds good. Don't forget the lower jaw.
Yeah. This is supposed to be just a skeleton layer. But okay. The Arter, welcome on in, Trob. That'd be a sweet bean. Good show for Trobird. Look at what spiraling sounds like. Ooh woo. It's the anime classic of like it's the Vocaloid classic rather of being like here's this cutesy song. Ooh woo. It's about a child being starved to death and then she kills and eats her parents. Ain't that neat?
I mean, you know what what is it? Christmas Shoes is that infamous Christmas song that everyone adores?
Christmas Shoes. Okay. Christmas Shoes is like, to be fair, that's tugging on the heartstrings. That's not like sad. That's like weirdly hopeful, even though it is like basically effectively like a sign of the dystopic decay of capitalism. But no, they just lean fully like the first fucking Vocaloid I ever got introduced to was Heat Haze Days, which is a song about two people trapped in an infinite time loop watching each other die forever. It's a fucking banger. But it is basically the prototypical Vocaloid. That sounds fun. Yeah, the only way they're allowed out of the time loop is by sacrificing themselves to save the other, but they're both in the time loop, so they're just watching each other die forever. So it is a banger. It's a manga series too. That's oh god, what is it? I can't remember the name of the manga. I need a new raster layer. Because I'm gonna start working on some finer details. What's it called?
Before you do that, are you done with your basic skeleton here?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not going to do arms. You're just going to have a beach chest and head and beefy neck.
Yes. I'm probably doing like shoulders, but no arms.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think it's Makaku City Actors, I want to say. Kaguru Daizu is literally Heat Days, and that's the name of the song. I believe Makaku City Actors is the name of the anime that they made, so I want to say that that's the name of the manga as well.
Reminder to save.
Oh, that's a good point. It's a slice of life. Well, because like it's kind of like slice of life, like X-Men style. Like they all have superpowers. I fucking hate the Google AI bullshit search engine. Fuck off. Add -AI to like all of your searches, or otherwise just swear at Google. Just swear at it, because swearing at it turns off the AI. Hey Starkey, it's me, Night Lycan. I'm back. Welcome back, Night Lycan. This is Appa2X Lava Chicken is fucking wild.
So Starkey, I have a question for you, and this is mainly a furry adjacent question.
Go for it.
When folks have like 2 or 3 person part names, how do you choose which one to refer to them as?
Like, what's an example?
Night Lycan, Cornflake Girl, Aether Wolfhim.
Oh, so that's more of a streamer than it is a furry thing.
Uh-huh.
There's like an order of operations.
Okay.
So, oh, hold on, Chris talking.
Beating a chicken jockey while eating Steve's lava chicken.
There's an order of operations. Usually I go with the first segment that's pronounceable and isn't strange. Like there's certain things. The classic example was so like for example, Naughty Thoughty is such a funny username because there's no part of it that isn't that isn't like, you know, there's like, because it's one of the things where it's like you try to avoid, like if it's like like there's an example. There's a streamer Hypno Daddy where it generally gets called Hypno because calling someone daddy on the internet is very weird, especially someone you don't really know that well. So I go with Hypno because in that instance, it's, you know, Hypno is less discomforting, I guess, than calling them daddy or calling them the full thing.
All right.
Otherwise, I try to go for the first thing. Like if you know, if it's an extended name, and sometimes I'll just be like you know, for example, like Cornflake, Night Lycan, or alternatively with Night Lycan, I know their Sono's name is Orion, so I might refer to that. The answer to this question will determine the course of our friendship. Welcome on in, Swordier. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Hope everyone's doing all right. Did I hear someone call me? Can we shout out for Swordier? Swordier heckin' super Sweet Bean. Also very handsome. I can say that with absolute confidence now. Because they are handsome both in OC and in person. So Swordier is super good. Also just like very sweet, like very, very kind person. Are you sweeping? I'm doing all right.
Then
currently-
my follow. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you go.
No. Go ahead. Currently.
The thought's gone. It disappeared the instant.
Okay. Then my follow-up question is, what is the most sparkle dog furry name you've seen?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question because I don't necessarily know I'd be able to tell you off the top of my head. There have definitely been a couple of users that have passed in and out, and there are a couple of users I've seen other places where I look at their username and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, there's someone who's
Instead of calling someone out, what would be a qualifier? Like too many adjectives.
I actually have a specific example, and I know they're comfortable with it because they get mentioned a lot in the stream that I know them from. In Blur stream, there's a user whose username is something to the effect of big bootied Latino cat femboy, something to that effect. And I respect the fuck out of that username. It's also very it's very, very furry. It's beautiful. It might be like the single most powerful username, and I know for a fact the person who owns the account Vor is active on Twitch.
Like their name is just Vor.
Yes.
Huh. You jealous?
Shut up. How the fuck did I do this? That's just BBL. Oh, does someone have the username Brazilian butt lift? And are they active on Twitch?
Chat, can we get a gift subs to 13 werewolves?
13 werewolves is also a very powerful username. I trust them with my life. I'll be honest with you. I don't necessarily trust them with my life, but I like that's a level of commitment where I'm like, whoever they marry, those two will be together until the day both of them die. No. Big booty Latino. Oh, I respect. Yeah, that's a very powerful username.
I'm currently just imagining that first generation of folks just like, we need to grab these names for posterity's sake.
Hold up. I mean, to be fair, I do know that there are certain usernames. For example, Bosk. Bosk, who is an active streamer, is mad that someone has the Bosk username but is not active on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of why, even though Lennox doesn't like Lennox has the account capital in all caps debt DEBT is like, I'm not giving this up until exactly Lennox Cypher is free. Okay. And even then, I'm pretty sure he's gonna try to sell it, which I respect. Person who owns Lock is not active and won't stop parking it. I think like I feel like more like places need, because like I definitely saw. I like actually looked at like some information inside of what's it called, Telegram, and Telegram has a thing where like if you're not active for like X number of like 3 years, they delete your account. I think we need more of that. I've been trying to get that name for more than 10 years. Who are they? I do like 13 werewolves is I feel like 13 werewolves is somehow more powerful than 14 werewolves.
Is it because it's 13 specifically?
Yes. I'm not doing this. What's up, Chris?
Where the rats?
Where does the name Starkey Morph come from? I imagine one day you were watching Power Rangers and thought Starkey, It's morphin time. Yes, that gives a nice ring to it.
So the name Starky Morph actually originally came from my older username, which was Starcastic. As my tendency, well, it goes all the way back because it used to be Sarcastic Jinx at one point, and then, which like I'm sure there's some cringe associated with that because I was a fucking child on the internet. I would advise not digging into that particular fucking putrid well. Nami publishes the preemptive apology Google Doc. 13 werewolves turn you into the 14 werewolf with their elixir in but no.
Every stream.
So I went by Starcastic for a bit, and then I'm like, you know what? Starkey is a fun user. Like it's a fun kind of like series of sounds. And then I knew I wanted Starkey to be a I want Starkey to be a shapeshifter. Welcome on in, Jaren. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I was gonna
be Starkey your first Sona?
Starkey is my first Sona. I'd actually been sitting on the design for Starkey for like a number of years when I was in like, even when I was way back in high school. Because like I knew like basically it preemptively. I'm like this is the aspects of like a design that I like. And then so I wrote up like a little design document for a species, the morphs, and then from there I just kind of ran with it.
Awesome. I didn't know that.
My current Sona design is 10 years old now. I just remembered. I mean, if we're counting the design like when I first kind of conceived of him in high school, then yeah, Starkey's design is probably about 10 years old. Only put to pen like 3 years ago.
Might not want to use that word with the current thread in chat.
I don't know what word, so I'm not gonna double down. First, tend to have some of the most random ass names.
I imagine part of it is just wanting to have a unique identity.
Yeah, that's part of why I'm like, because Finn is to some degree a redesign of my second Sona that I'm like, I enjoy his design, but I kind of needed to get him redesigned. And then because I originally chose the name Duke for him, and little did I know, Duke is an incredibly common name in the furry community. Jesus fucking Christ.
I imagine it's popular with dogs.
Yes, there's a I believe a well-known suitor plus, shall we call, by Duke Doberman.
Plus?
The Mersuiter.
I'm not gonna.
It's too late. You've activated my trap card.
Okay, fine. You shouldn't use the word conceive when you're talking about your Sonas. There you go. Congratulations.
Oh, that was the word I said. That was the problem. I can't believe it. I got fucking Uno reverse carded. Well, come on in, Slushy. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Yes, you should. Merge with the layer below. Oh, that was not as bad as assumed. I'd assumed it was something to do with specifically me mentioning the fact that it was like a decade ago in high school. I'm like, nah. I'm not pursuing this any further.
Oh no, everyone had their cringe phase. Some of us are still not out of it.
Yeah. That was actually I think I realized like the best way to describe it is some people reach adulthood without ever really growing up.
Growing up is the biggest lie you're ever told.
Yeah.
Growing up is all you young folk out there, when someone tells you to grow up, it means to harden your heart and stop liking things.
Yep, and that's a fucking scam.
Don't do that. Half of you are already in the furry community, so you've proven that you're not giving up.
Yeah, to some degree, we are preaching to the choir here when we say don't grow up.
Yeah, well, preaching is necessary these days because everything's sad. We need to be happy somehow.
Yeah, that's fair. Like things harder.
Don't be ashamed of yourself unless you're causing someone harm.
Yep. In which case, be very ashamed of yourself. It just starts doing the Gregorian chants of the penitent. Domine, I don't actually know how to speak Latin.
I've known this. I've known this bird's been a furry for over 5 years, and I still haven't seen the suit yet.
You've actually requested that I wear it when your mom comes to visit.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
It would be funny, to be fair. Wear what? My partial. I mean, I can bring it with me next time I come over.
Only if you're up for it. But no,
Oh, the big thing is you just need to
I
remind me.
I know how much suits cost. I know how much people's gear and fan stuff costs. Show it off sometimes to your friends if they're interested. You know, it's kind of like it's one of the people one of the authors I follow who does very very funny queer content, Oliver Darkshire, worked as a what is it? Did it for like Sotheby's, I think it's called. Basically historical books and such, and would go to all sorts of folks' estates to pick up their like collections of books and plates and all sorts of stuff they would sell. And half the time you would hear them say that their father and mother would collect this so that they could pass it on to their kids and have a legacy, and then their kids are going around and selling it. Don't keep that china away for a special day. Drink that special alcohol with your friends.
I mean,
Life is too
unironically,
short.
I think that that's like genuinely solid advice. And also because it's the things like you might be leaving behind a legacy of sorts, but like I think that they would rather that money have gone towards a special moment. It's like, yes, technically speaking, the china might last longer than the memories of you, just by value of the fact that it is a physical object, but I feel like it's not nearly as meaningful. Hence why it kind of gets traded away. And in that essence, I mean, that's not a legacy to leave behind at all if it's just being yeeted. I use my grandma's collector of Van Gogh paints every day. Unfortunately, I don't like them very much because they chip like crazy. I mean, hey, but that's still a memory you have of your grandma. The fact that you're able to use it without being like, oh, it's too precious. Like that's a sign that your grandma gave you a memory of her that like let you appreciate her as she was. ¿Qué estás dibujando? Yo estoy dibujando mi persona secundaria, Finn. Voy a redesignar. I don't know how the fuck to say redesign in español. I much prefer the Corelware. Like that. There's a reason. Okay, I played it on stream, but my recommendation is also the same off stream. I highly recommend anyone who can, if you are able to. What shitty pizza should I get? If you are able to, I really recommend everyone play Spiritfarer. Spiritfarer is, I think, genuinely a game that gives you a much healthier perspective on both death and life.
Monkey, you should get Bruno's. And why should people play Spiritfarer, Starkey?
Spiritfarer is exactly that kind of experience of like an understanding of like what it means to leave behind a legacy. Because there's a moment at the end where like I don't want to spoil anything, because even though I did play it on stream, I do highly recommend everyone play it themselves if they can. Hi guys, welcome on YFT. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. There's a moment near the end where there's this kind of realization that like in spite of the fact that you said goodbye to so many people, in essence they're still with you. You carried them forward in a lot of ways, and the ways that they taught you. I have Spiritfarer but never finished it. I'm gonna be a monster. I'm gonna be a monster and say you need to finish it. It is
Spiritfarer is co-op.
It is a game that is in a rare class of games, and that I feel like it is one of like 2 or 3 games where I left it feeling like I had understood more about the human condition. I have so many games I need to finish. I will bang this particular drum. I don't mind being the weirdo who's like, y'all need to fucking play Spiritfarer. Are you gonna finish my other games for me, Starkey? Like, okay, but Spiritfarer is only like... Spiritfarer is like what? I think I beat it in like 20 hours. It's not like you know?
You say that, but my partner and I have spent 10 hours of Spearfare barely progressing the main plot because A, I don't want to say goodbye to folks, and B, because we kept just gaining resources after resources after resources.
Spiritfarer is one of those games that doesn't interest me, not because I don't think it's good. That's fair. I guess, like, it's one of those things where it's like... I actually think it's, like, a genuinely good play if you are in mourning. Like, I actually feel like if you play it while you're mourning the passing of someone, like, I feel like it will actually make it easier to manage and cope with those emotions.
Honestly, chat, I am curious to hear what is your game that you bang the drum on for? Mine is Wander Song.
Wander Song, I would also I also argue that that one made me a better person. I love Wander Song.
Wander Song, and it's and the second one from them, Chicory, are wonderful little games.
I need to play Chicory at some point, but the Chicory playthrough will happen. Like, you'll know I'm in a bad place in terms of art block when I play Chicory on stream.
I'm gonna let you know now, you officially have enough quote-unquote art experience to play Chicory and get the desired effect.
Yeah, which is why I'm waiting until... As soon as the art block hits, that's when I'm gonna be like, alright, we're playing Chicory so I can hurt. If I'm choosing from short, small games, then Firewatch.
Oh, I remember Firewatch, yeah.
Is this... I feel like I'm making the nose too big.
Really? Don't badgers have, like, a
I
more...
guess they do got big old schnozzles.
They're kind of like... They're like wolves, and they have a more elongated snoot, don't they? They're just a little bit pancakey.
Yeah. Play Chicory when you're not feeling down. Not a great idea, IMO. Also, Starkey, what are you drawing today? I'm redesigning Finn. So Finn is this guy. I had a talk with one of my friends, DA, who's like a really, really experienced artist, and he was like, yeah, these are the design elements I don't think are quite as good, so maybe give them another try. And he gave me a lot of pointers where he's like, this is something you should keep an eye out for. Yeah, this is after DA's suggestion. Excited to see what you come up with. I have ideas.
Why don't you describe some of them? You're not going to get to everything right now, right?
Yeah. One thing that he pointed out is, so first thing I did something weird when I originally designed Finn, where like I basically cut the mask thing short. I'm actually going all the way to the snoot tip now, and I'm also adding some kind of cut-ins to help like kind of ease the draconic design in with the badger elements. Persona games will always touch me in many ways. My big games that I'll beat a drum about now are so the games I feel like changed me for the better: Spiritfarer, Outer Wilds, Wander Song. The games that I don't think changed me, but did hit me very personally, or impacted me very deeply. Amori would be on that list. Hollow Knight is on that list, although that's for different reasons.
I believe you said Stars in Time last time, right?
Stars in Time is definitely also on the list of games that impacted me pretty deeply. Actually, I forever ago did like a top 10 games. Baldur's Gate 3 is on that, if only just because I think Baldur's Gate 3 is maybe the best game. Baldur's Gate, it's almost like, okay, because I don't necessarily think I enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. Kasai. Thank you, Kasai, for giving me something on Steam. I'm gonna have to head out for a fever dream nap. Have a good evening for sure. Thank you for stopping by, Jaren. Take care of yourself. Get some good sleep. Hey, the game I'm playing right now. Baldur's Gate 3, I love. I think it's... My issue with it is Baldur's Gate 3 is a fucking impossible game to approach. People give Hollow Knight a lot of shit for being like a slow start and like a very unapproachable game. I think Baldur's Gate 3 turns that up to 11. Starkey, check the game now. Let's hope I get past the Goblin Camp this time.
So I have a question for you, Starkey, while you're checking
What's
that.
up? Oh!
Would you say Good.
I've heard good things about this. Oh, that's not the right. So this was Kasai's response to what game will you beat the drum about forever? Songbird Symphony.
Never heard of it.
It is a rhythm Metroidvania game with pixel art.
Fascinating.
This is a game you need to play this. Download now. What are you waiting for? Grabs. I will definitely accept this game because I've heard Songbird Symphony looks adorable, and I actually 100% will play that on stream. How is it very rhythm game? Because depending on if it's very rhythm game, I might not be able to play it on stream. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
Maybe. If you're gonna do a rhythm game on stream, I recommend you do that as a co-op with someone else, so that you have someone to help pull you out of the rhythm game nonsense. What I was going to say is because you played Baldur's Gate co-op, correct, on stream?
Yes,
Would you say that colored your experience with it
I do.
as opposed to playing it by yourself?
I feel like it's playing it playing Baldur's Gate 3 by yourself is infinitely more daunting than playing it with a friend. Because like it's like when you play Baldur's Gate by yourself, it's almost like you're more focused on the game. Like there's nothing there to distract you and just make you say, "Eh, fuck it, I'm gonna make progress."
Mhm.
But like I think that's both a good and a bad thing because it means you're gonna appreciate finer details of character moments. But it also means that like it's infinitely more paralyzing to initiate playing the game.
Because I still haven't actually played through it yet, and I'm still kind of figuring out if I want to do it with someone or play it by myself. So I was just curious your input on that.
Yeah, I highly recommend it for sure.
Oh no, it's definitely going to be played. It's just more of a matter of am
Yeah.
I doing this alone or with friends? Let me tell you what Starkey doesn't recommend playing with folks is factory games, by the way. Oh boy.
Well, okay, factory games is definitely like it you can make it work, but you are definitely like it is a thing you're gonna have to deal with some frustration for sure if you're playing with your friends.
Like what, Starkey? They're not everyone playing the factory game with you right now is not listening to this call right now. Please voice your opinions.
Well, just because it's one of those. It's hard to describe actually a little bit. Where how would I best describe this? I heard I was mentioned. I think it's the big thing is like factory games are such a like they're like there's such an aspect of factory games that is predicated on because you're spending a lot of times designing a thing, which means that you develop like some kind of like a very deep appreciation and attachment for whatever you're working on at the moment. Which means that like if anyone comments on it, like it very quickly gets steamed. If I were to play a factory game with Starkey, I'd let him do all the work while I stand pretty.
That's what I do.
That is also what I do when I play with friends. I find something that needs to be doing but is not making a design.
Starkey likes trains.
I do like trains. Welcome on in, Cam. That'd be sweet. I can't believe the Just Chatting streamer is doing art. No, don't worry. There's a reason we're on Just Chatting. It's because the new art category picture, they use some AI filter on it, and it looks like dog shit. So I'm not engaging. Frelda, whoever made that decision, should be fired.
So Starkey, I have a question for you.
What's up?
You're working on your Finn redesign right now, right?
Yep.
Are you gonna give him a nice, impressive maw? Like big teeth.
I mean, yes, I am giving him big teeth. Hold up a moment. Let me, because there's a Gabrian post about like how to handle like grins.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably download this image because she did like a little tutorial about like the ways to make a cocky grin look interesting. It's like a lot of just like exaggerating a specific shape. Starkey, could you delete the song still stuck in queue for me when you have a second? There's no song in queue, unfortunately. Here, let me try something real quick. I'm sorry, YFT. I'm gonna need you to re-enter. Let me try this. Like, let me delete, like, clear the queue, and then go to dashboard, disconnect the bot, and then reconnect it. How the fuck do I disconnect the bot? I actually realized I have no way to. How the fuck do I disconnect the bot? Log out. Thank you, no problem. Okay, so that I logged out and I should log back in. And then we go to song requests, enable. Okay, try it now. Try putting 2 songs in back to back. All right, let me see if I can find that post from Gabrielle again. Where is it?
Ah,
What's up?
nothing, just a song request thing.
Unfortunately, no cock like horse cock did get skipped automatically. I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry to say you unfortunately got horse cock blocked.
It's because Starkey don't like horses.
No, it's because it literally I think it got blocked because it's like adult things that are marked as adult get denied from being in betting on YouTube, I think.
I mean, you say that, but how many times have I put good looking in the chat, in the queue?
Good looking. I do hear I wonder like Okay, so it was after that. Let's see if I can find Cupcake? Starkey, there are magpie rap battles in Songbird. Okay, that's actually adorable. All right, yeah. Gabriel does a lot of posts. I should have downloaded it when I didn't know it would become a fucking artist. I guess it's a good sign that like it has been.
You've been an artist for almost a year and a half now.
Yeah, it's a bit of an older post. I'm a fucking idiot. It's been cured. Thank you, Starkey. I could smooch a bird. I'm glad I got it figured out. It just required, I think, logging out and logging back in.
So turning it off and turning it back on again.
Yeah, but like that was like that was the nuclear equivalent because like I definitely disabled and enabled the queue, so that was a hard reset. Fuck, I think it might have been just on Twitter that she posted it. Phoenix just activated something deep within me.
Do you want me to quickly take a look since you are the one streaming and I'm just the voice helping keep you on track?
It's okay. Cause like I here. There we go. I think that's the shape that they were going for. There we go. All right. Let me go and stick it in here for visual reference. It's this style of grin that I'm a big fan of. Give the shiny and nobody gets hurt. You can take my shinies from my cold, dead fucking hands. Welcome on in August. That heavy sweet bean.
It's literally the first thing I find when I look up Gabrielle on X here, buddy.
Listen.
I'm gonna send it to you right now. You don't need an
Shinies?
account. You don't need an account to access it. Also, you wouldn't have it saved because it's a GIF.
I guess that's, fair point.
Here you go.
All right. Welcome on in, though, August. That heavy sweet bean. Trying to...
Sure. Good.
Yeah, because I kind of don't want to
Otherwise,
futz around with... Actually, hold up. It's like, I can just select everything, can't I?
Uh-huh.
I'm fucking stupid. I have the wrong layer selected. That's an advanced wrong layer moment.
Everyone take a shot.
What
Of
does
water.
this button do? Please, please, do not push the button. You
You're not
have no
stupid.
idea what
Listen. I recognize that I'm not, like, here's the thing. If I were insecure about it, I actually wouldn't probably say I'm stupid. The fact I am relatively confident in my own intelligence, so that's why I feel comfortable doing it. Because that's like it's self-denigrating is like, you know, it is easy, but also. There we go. This is actually like a really good headshot example that I'm gonna take some inspiration from. Okay. All right, let's see if we can figure out this Grin. Because I do love the
Yes,
way that she
I
draws
sent you
it.
the
What?
post.
What's up?
I sent you the post,
Thank you.
so that should help.
Hmm. Oh, you know what I fucking forgot to do? I forgot to start the time lapse.
Well,
All right, we'll start it now. I think let's start the hydrate in the save. I need to fucking get better about remembering to do that. Especially nowadays. Having a time lapse handy is a good thing. There we go. Now think about it, because like it would start right here, wouldn't it? Welcome on, Max here. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean.
so using the eyes as a reference, Starkey, where does the far side of the jaw begin?
Like the side we can't see, or?
No, the side you can see. So in this case, on the right side of the canvas.
So the jaw would get somewhere here. If I'm kind of like looking at like her proportions.
Yeah, I'm talking about where her like the teeth begin to show. It's right under the right eye.
Yeah.
Based on that image, it seems that we are measuring the distance based off of the eyes. So go from there.
It actually is a. And then I'd move the nose right around here.
You're
Not
gonna have
quite.
to move the nose up because of the glaring. It's not a sneer, but the cocky grin.
Yeah. I need to take my hand off of the Control Z when I'm sketching.
Probably.
Also, we're about to run our God, that's our first. Wait, is that our second set? Oh God, it's a circus. What the fuck have I been doing? That's our second set
I
of
don't
3-minute ads. We run those every hour to turn off pre-rolls so people don't have to deal with advertising as soon as they join the stream.
You've been working really hard, but you also been doing a lot of culture and history today. We learned
That's
about
fair.
all sorts of financial crises, like with tulips and the dot-com bubble. Look at you, Starkey. You swap over from art to just chatting, and you become a history teacher.
This stream is not sponsored by Crumble Cookies,
So
and I
proud.
doubt they will ever sponsor us. Starkey is deadly afraid of cookies, so keep cookies away from Starkey Morph. Or
I'm
else
not
he will
a-
be
I'm not
terrified and
afraid of
scream and cry and
cookies.
stuff. Cupcakes, cakes, muffins, and other non-cookie baked goods are fine though.
Monkey bread. Why is it
Monkey
called
bread's
monkey
pretty good.
bread?
I'm afraid to look it up and find out it's some racist reason.
It. You know what? That's entirely possible. Unfortunately. Stop saying cookies, you're scaring Stinky. I hate it here.
I didn't realize you were afraid of delectable snack-sized desserts.
I hate it here. You know what?
I'll
Fuck all of you. You guys get to enjoy fucking Goofy sings Wake Me Up Inside. I won't bore you with the details, but I know it's called monkey bread. It was first invented in 1910. So was it for racist details or for racist reasons? So I'm realizing now, like like I tend to go more towards like like what I think the shape would reasonably be if they were real.
Mhm.
But Gabriel's cartoonier style, like, so I think I have to like be a little more subtle. I think with the way I'm doing this
Are we on the line art stage, or are we still in the sketching phase?
sketching phase.
Then you don't need to worry about details. You're still laying out the groundwork. This is the to put it in Factorio terms, Starkey. This is when you're currently putting the stuff on the paper, and then you'll refine the design once you have the basic things down.
Okay.
Okay, if you I can't tell. Are you actually paying attention to that one? Do I need to reframe everything in terms of things you've played?
No, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's fine. You're busy drawing. I'm not upset.
Yeah, categorically, you are upset.
Nonsense. If I was upset, I would have just left the call in the style of an Irish goodbye.
Fair enough.
Because that's the funniest thing for the clip.
You know, that's a fair point. Oh, it's because of the way it's eaten. Oh, because you pull it apart.
Correct. I haven't had Monkey Bread in a while.
Should Starkey Morph be what the fuck? Sorry, real. What is this poll? Should Starkey Morph be crucified so he can die for it? No.
I'll be honest, I am tempted to do a shit post art now of Starkey Morph in the Gabumon pose.
Okay, that one's pretty good actually. I think it's I think I see what I'm doing. I'm like over exaggerating.
Also, before you lay the like zigzag for the jaw, do a center line for it.
Yeah, that's
Because if you look at how Gabriel does it, it's not like straight down the middle. It's more of a curve.
Yeah. Okay. He will be on the cross for our sins. Here, let me try pull it back a bit.
Rats, we're rats. We're the rats.
How does it feel knowing 6 people immediately voted yes in the first 10 seconds of this poll?
That is upsetting knowledge. Why are there 6 yes votes for crucifying me?
There's one no.
You know, that's really looking at the glass half full for sure. The one person who says, Starkey, no, you don't need to be crucified.
I'm letting you know that Kasai is lying because I am the one who voted no.
That one no is for me. I voted yes. Okay, at least Kasai is willing to admit that he's a dirty, filthy traitor.
Alrighty. I have been on here for an hour, which means my time. I have long overstayed my welcome. Starkey, thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome to stick around more, but also if you're busy, I gotcha.
I'm not busy. However, this is not a. I was not invited on, so I'm not overstaying my welcome.
I'm gonna grab you. You don't have to be. If I'm in this channel, anyone who can see the channel that I'm in is free to join and stay for as long as they like.
I appreciate that. Oh, I'm getting yelled at now. Great.
Yeah. We like having you around. Grabs you.
Fine. Starkey, I'll let you know if I wasn't already working on this other piece, I would actually do that shit post art right now.
The Gabumon crucifixion.
Yes, but it's just Starkey in a chibified form.
I am become. I hear you, Monkey. You say that, but you always talk about how you'd rather come in the sink than sink in the cum, and you're telling now you're like, oh, but I become. Blatant hypocrisy. I think realizing the way Gabrielle did this though is like she probably did the top, like she probably figured out like the logistics of the top half of the jaw because that does stay static relative to like how the head works. Because the bottom part of the jaw is the only part that actually moves.
Well, I believe it's kind of like with the lip moving up. Because so zoom in on the Gabriel piece real quick.
Yeah.
Because it's on your canvas, so you can mess with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and draw where go ahead and draw where the gums would be if it wasn't in that form.
I guess it's just like a kind of thing where it's like, I don't know.
Okay, think about how your teeth work and where the teeth meet the gum.
What the actual fuck is this? This is Appa 2 X Dragula. It is kind of a fucking banger, and I'm upset by it. Okay, I can't find the song in the YouTubes. Here, let me grab it for you real quick.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
It's me.
I'm sorry, I don't recognize the thing real quick. Hold on, let me check. Oh, hey, Kasai.
Wretch.
I do recognize the icon.
Wretch.
Stocky, at Cam Cool is being mean to me again.
Cam, what is Cam Cool doing? Also, welcome on, Ambrose. Gotta have you, sweet bean. Cam, stop being mean to Ambrose. What the fuck is Bruno Mars adding here? Bruno Mars in the actual song, I believe, handles the second, not chorus, the second,
Verse.
Yeah. It is funny to some degree, though, that Bruno Mars, because Bruno Mars also appears in like another random song, because he also did "Die with a Smile" with Lady Gaga, and that song's a fucking banger.
You know why, right?
No, what happened?
Bruno Mars is in massive debt to Vegas, and they basically have him in indentured servitude right now.
Oh,
And artists are trying to help him because he has a gambling problem.
oh,
Yeah.
that's no es bueno.
So for example, Gaga released hers under her name at a reduced price to try to, give him another hit to help with a inflush of funds to help with that. And I don't know how. My partner would know more about the APT crossover.
Because that's with Rose. So
I am not going to pretend to know how to pronounce.
I assume it's Rose. Welcome on, Brianna. Thank you for the 49 biddies, you sweet bean. How's this looking?
Don't forget to reverse the canvas.
It doesn't look bad, actually. The nose placement, I think, is off a little bit, but... What do you mean there's no object to transform?
Are you on the right layer?
Have I been... I was drawing on the wrong layer the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like as far as being on the wrong layer moments go, this one's not that bad because I can fix it relatively quickly. Merge with the layer below, and now we can actually. Don't forget to flip the canvas. Flip test passed. Because this is to some degree me playing around also with exaggerated expressions. Wrong layer, Crunk.
I mean, that was one of the things that DA recommended for you, was to just play with it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're trying to do a finished piece that you need to get out. This is you're kind of messing around, seeing what you like about the character composition, what you need to change, what you need to adjust, etc.
Yeah. I definitely so the flip test has been passed so far.
It is way too early for the flip test, though.
Welcome on in, Dick Tallahassee. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. That is a powerful username. That is on the list of of powerful usernames.
Where the
I feel like we were
rat
talking about this before.
Lesbians are the thing that makes the world go round.
We love lesbians here. Lesbians are pretty pog. Hello, friend. I'm Richard from Tallahassee. Don't lie to us. You know what you did. I do. Like it's the cute bird gets pet. How dare you? I am not a cute bird. I'm of moderate aesthetic quality bird. Because I am kind of going for like there we go. So like that'll be the teeth line. I'll futz around with that later when I'm adding details. Because this is so basically I'm going for the multi-step skeleton thing, I guess, where I'm like progressively adding more details. Oh, Dick Tallahassee, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Flashback. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Don't mind the hovering pie. I want to bite.
Starkey, the fact that you're almost at 70% already for that math stream is pretty wild.
I didn't get the pie. It just hovered out of reach, out of taste. Welcome on, Dick Tallahassee. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. You're not getting rid of me. With no plans on doing it. Glad to have you. I'm always happy when people just stop by and enjoy the vibe. All right.
Nothing's vibier. It's the vibiest.
It's cactus juice. It's the quenchiest.
According to my partner, APT was Rose's first publication with Atlantic Records. Apparently, she was assigned to collaborate with Mars, and he picked APT out of 3 songs she made and pitched to him.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, sketching.
Someone explain to me fourth dimensional numbers.
Fourth dimensional numbers? Quaternions?
Sorry, I'm only a rocket
Yes.
scientist. This is outside of my abilities.
I'm vaguely... I by no means am I an expert on quaternions, but I am aware of them, because they do have a lot of relevant uses in computer science. But what specific aspect do you want explained?
They explained how there's no three-dimensional numbers, but there are four-dimensional numbers, and that's the first time I've actually gotten annoyed at a concept.
Math, the math is a lot of the times by convention, but there are certain things you can demonstrably prove. I would need to remind myself about what the specifics of a four-dimensional number are. So close to a Starkey math stream, we're like 2/3 of the way. If you ever do a math stream, can you explain what logarithms are? I remember them being a topic in school. I never understood them, and it has been bothering me from time to time. Is math even real? That's a question.
Is it a math? If it's a math stream, are we talking algebra? Are we talking calc? Are we talking linear algebra, differential equations?
Yeah, that's because you actually do make a good point. Logarithm does mean different things depending on the circumstance. But no, like I would actually
be a geometry stream.
I would be down to explain logarithms because those are relatively they're weird, but they are intuitive once you get a sense for them.
Math is as real as time is.
It's wild that meth needs math, but math doesn't need meth. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Let me reveal some ADHD lore for y'all. The only difference between meth and Adderall is literally the placement of a single chemical. Did I just hear meth? I am
That's a lot of
unfortunately
helmets, though,
I am
isn't it?
located in Indiana, so it's our national pastime here. Logarithms are like the opposite of exponential equations, if I recall. Okay. Here. So you're basically correct. So like, let's say we have like 2 times x equals 6, and you want to find out what x equals. What's a crisp?
If math is as real time, it's only real when someone is there to observe it.
I'm in Florida, home of the famous Gator. I've not heard of the Gator math. What?
Oh,
Was there a meth Gator? But anyways, so basically, if you want to find out what like x is here, the idea is that you would divide both sides by 2 because the equation would still be true regardless of what happens, as long as you're applying the same function to both sides. So in this case, you would get x equals 3. You can do the same thing, but for exponents. Like let's say, for example, that you have x squared. Oh no, that's square root. Oh, what is? Oh God, wait.
Gator is the discount
Oh,
bin
I
version
remember
of
now.
Cocaine Bear.
So logarithms are actually, like, let's say you have 2 to the power of x, and then you want to see, like, let's say 2 to the power of x equals 8, because that's something I can actually do off the top of my head. In theory, there should be a way for us to express this as a logarithm, or like there should be a way for us to, like, because these are just specific numbers. This is a solvable problem. Admittedly, it's one using a function that's maybe not intuitive. But the idea here is that you would basically take the logarithm. So you take the logarithm base 2 of 2 to the power of x and apply it to both sides. So you have log 2 of 8. And then this log 2 and the 2 to the power of x cancels out. So you just end up with being x equals log 2 over 8. Or log base 2 of 8. Which in this case is 3. Hopefully that makes sense. It's basically, it's like almost like, if you think about, like, because the other example I had was like x squared equals something. In this case, let's say like 16. It's basically the same idea, but just with the exponent and the base flipped. Yay, math. I find math genuinely fascinating.
Where the rats?
What's up, Crisp?
To get x, you divide both sides. So what you do is you add s to e, so what it looks s plus e equals x, so on.
And this is why I'm in the humanities. To be honest with you, here's the thing. The humanities get a lot of shit, but I would rather have a humanities major than a business major any fucking day of the week. Any day of the week. Because humanities majors can do things. They can interact with people. They can explain stuff. Business majors can't do that. Will you cover graph theory in the mastery? I could. Maybe I should give y'all some time to be like, what do you want me to cover in the math stream?
Sharky, if there isn't a PowerPoint, I'm going to be disappointed.
I've honestly been forgetting to contribute to the math thing, so
This is everyone's reminder that if you have some spare points lying around, simply add it to this math stream so that we can make it happen.
Did they cover why my dad left to get milk and never came back? Joke, I love my dad. But because like I spent a ton of time thinking about graph theory. Like that graph theory is actually like in regards to like the amount of time I've spent thinking about specific problems. Hamiltonian paths is definitely the problem I spent the most time on. Because I feel like every CS student that like actually is interested in computer science like chooses at least one like NP complete problem and tries their best to actually like solve it. And for me, it was definitely Hamiltonian paths.
So it's your equivalent of the Roman Empire.
Yes. Don't get me started on graphs. Like, the fuck you mean calculate this graph and express it in numbers? Well, okay, it depends on what, like, because there are functions you can apply to graphs that will give you bespoke numbers. Admittedly, that is delving a little bit into the realm. So it's still algebra, but, like, depending on how far you take it, you can delve into the realm of linear algebra. I fucking hate linear algebra. I hate it so goddamn much. Stark, you've been checking the shinies. I've been checking them. I haven't necessarily been super good about doing that, but I haven't watched looking where I can. Welcome on, Corvette Bubble. Glad to be Sweet Pea. Give a shout out for Corvette Bubbles.
Oh, what kind of shiny, Starkey?
Rubber.
Are we
What's-
talking like drone suits? Are we talking like just basic equipment?
I feel like basically the full spectrum.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you, no problem. What's the word, bird? Welcome on, Ego Jalapeno. Glad to have you, Sweet Ban. The word of the day is
Shinies.
the word of the day is calipigian. It means to have a huge ass.
Does it?
I think so. That's what chat told me.
And you trust them?
You know, when you say it like that, you do make a compelling point. Fun fact, the existence of giraffe proves that the GIF debate is bullshit. Things are going to be pronounced based on common understanding. Here, let me end the entire GIF discourse. If there's a common, like, you can argue what you want about pronunciation. Do people understand what you're saying? If so, then that's the generally accepted, understood, like, you know, comprehended pronunciation. If you're saying GIF and the people around you are like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Then in that context, you use the wrong definition. Like you use it's contextual. It's in the same way that like you would probably get fucking like you would get laughed out of the room if you said like Japan in like the country Japan itself, because over there they call it Nippon. It's fucking the words have the meaning of words is entirely contextual based on the environment you find yourself in. So if you find yourself in an environment that is conducive to expressing the idea of a moving picture as a GIF, then hey, the correct pronunciation is GIF. If they all agree that it's GIF, then it's GIF. Yeah, language is a tool for communication. If language fails to communicate, then it's pointless. Which means that I would argue that the primary drivers, because GIF is largely, in my experience, the generally agreed upon pronunciation. I would say that in my experience, it is in general the more appropriate pronunciation, because it is the one that you would have the least issues saying like, "Hey, can you turn this into a GIF?" Whereas if someone says that you turn this into a GIF, congratulations, you started the fucking conversation again. So like you've just wasted everyone's time over your obstinance and a willingness to just be like, okay, humans don't make any fucking sense. Just use the generally agreed upon fucking pronunciation. Also, I'm looking at you, Nevada. Or should I say Nevada? Because that's how it's fucking pronounced. It means snowy in Spanish.
Okay, you say that, but I come to Indiana for, you know, college and stuff, and I find out that you have a city or town here called Brazil.
I
Can you
also
explain
have a
that
piece
one,
of
Starkey?
information.
I can't remember if it's a Z or an S, but yeah, here in Indiana we have a town called Brassel.
It's spelled Brazil.
Your response? Well, because like,
Grazel.
here's the thing. I would argue that that's actually an instance of contextual success, because if you said, "Hey, I'm going to Brazil," and like if it's pronounced Brazil here, and like if the city you say, "Oh, like everyone agreed it's pronounced Brazil," and like you happen to have someone who's visiting Brazil, they or like they live in a nearby town, they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna take a trip to Brazil," and then it becomes a whole fucking conversation of like, "What do you mean you're taking a trip? It's like it's 30 minutes down the road." Sure, co-partner friend. It's the same reason why so we have in Indiana the Indiana equivalent of like, I'm trying to think of like a bougie district in another state. We have a place called Carmel, Indiana, and that's part of why, even though like I believe the Midwest traditional associated pronunciation for the sweet made of like burnt sugar, milk, etc., it's usually referred to as caramel in the Midwest. Specifically in Indiana, we say caramel because we're referring to the candy and not the place.
Oh, we're going on food pronunciations now.
Okay, you mentioned cities, and I had to because that again, I would argue that is an instance of contextual success.
Crayon or crayon?
Cran.
Wolf or woof?
Wolf.
Aluminum or aluminium?
Okay, that one's that one's regional on a much bigger scale, and also because that one's also dependent on spelling, arguably.
So is caramel. Caramel has another A in it.
No, okay, yeah, but the city, I guess, yeah, because the city here in Indiana is Carmel, whereas caramel has the other A. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Do you spell it gray or gray?
Gray in America, with the A, because America starts with an A. E in Europe, because Europe starts with an E. I believe that is the generally agreed upon consensus about how to properly spell gray.
Is a hamburger a sandwich?
Okay, whoever did the Apatu X Dracula video, they dropped exactly one video and burnt his YouTube password, apparently. Listen, sometimes you just nail it in one.
Oh, kind of like the history of the world video.
Bill Wirtz. Bill Wirtz still makes stuff.
Oh, I know. Bill Wirtz makes a bunch of music stuff, but Bill Wirtz really cooked with the history of Japan and the history of the world, and then just continued to do the music stuff.
I'm really with Cyber on this one. We need to bring spelling back to anarchy. Make spelling inconsistent. Make that okay.
No. There are too many English. Okay. I would agree if English wasn't filled to the goddamn brim with homophones.
And if Americans didn't use an entirely different system of measurements than the rest of the world.
Starkey, melee or what's the other pronunciation of melee?
There is none. Cam pronounces it melee to make you feel bad.
Yeah, you're incorrect. Is that yeah? So it's shit like that. Like that's if every word was like actually pronounced differently, I would be okay with returning like bringing spelling to anarchy. The fucking problem is shit like that, like anarchy, where it's like, yeah, it's like, okay. Like that would be a valid spelling of anarchy, because like I would be able to
Okay,
You-
but
Y'all
if I
y'all
say
aren't
the
ready
word
for the
night,
eldritch bullshit
I-
people can cook.
if I say the word night, am I saying good night, or as in a good night, or or I wish you good night?
Aloha, aloha.
That was actually a problem that was only created when we moved to modern English, because originally the K was supposed to be pronounced. It was supposed to be knight, it was supposed to be knife, and it was supposed to be knick-knack. I personally think we need to return back the original pronunciation of knick-knack.
I don't think we do.
No, we need it. This is my fucking change.com. Like I'm gonna start the fucking I'm gonna return the joys of knick-knack to the world because it's so goddamn fun to say. No one's stopping you from making a hot dog
Knick-knack.
taco. A hot dog is a type of sausage. You slap that shit on anything, including between two pieces of bread to make a hot dog sandwich. Just wait until you hear someone pronounce the word W in sword. It's my sword.
Sword? This is why I feel bad for anyone trying to learn English.
It's definitely not an easy language to learn for sure.
So this is also an art stream on top of just chatting. Starkey, how's it going?
It's going okay.
You got about 35 minutes left, so you might want to check that queue length.
That's a good point. I mean, I might go a little bit over.
I'm aware, but just keep an eye on that so you don't have
That's
it go a
See,
little too long.
9, 13, 15, 19, 22. You could
Yeah, folks,
butterfly
get
the
your-
hot
get your
dog and make a hot burger. What the fuck has what? I wasn't reading chat for a bit. What the fuck happened to my chat? That hot burger has been said in good faith.
If I remember correctly, we were talking about language anarchy, and chat took that for like the whole "what is a sandwich?"
Oh god damn it!
A sushi is an enchilada.
A Pop Tart is a calzone.
I'm not. I can't afford to engage in this.
Why?
You know what? What if I just made him fuck? What if I just like? What if I didn't give
What
him?
if I just made? What if I just made him?
What if I
fuck?
just?
It's
What if I
a
just made fuck?
fantastic-
What if I just made fuck? Right now,
I
live
recommend-
on Twitch.com.
I recommend you put ducks on or something so that you can do the fuck without having to breach TOS.
No, if we're doing the fuck, we're doing it live. Everyone gets to see. I
I'll
do
go
kind
ask
of
my
like
partner. Give me a second.
no, bad. I do kind of like. I actually kind of like the look without hair. No,
Starkey wants to know if I can do the fuck on stream.
For context, Imaginary Clears is Phoenix's partner. It is. They very rarely talk in chat. So whenever they do, it fucking kills me every time. Oh my fucking god.
If you want to argue that a pizza is an open-faced sandwich, I have actually made an argument that a cereal is a pizza.
You've made
What
an
does that make
argument
Chicago style deep dish?
we've been over this. It's a casserole.
Well, no. Does that mean it's an omelet or does that mean it's a bowl of cereal?
What's okay? It can't be a bowl of cereal because cereal is defined by the grains.
Okay.
So it's either cheese soup in a bread bowl
What if you
or a
what if we use
casserole.
whole wheat crust?
It's still it's still the outer part. The cereal specifically has to be the part floating in whatever the dairy is.
Okay, so here's my question: is a pizza an open-faced quesadilla?
I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Why not?
Why are you like this?
I don't see what the problem is.
Pizza's an open-faced quesadilla.
You were all about
Then-
language anarchy. Is this not just a step beyond
I
language?
specifically said that language anarchy was a bad idea. I specifically was the person who was like, we need to have consistent spelling. Words have to mean a thing.
I did not see the clip of that, therefore I don't believe that. Chat, you've been paying attention a lot better than I
If
have.
put
Is
someone
Starkey
into
lying
a
right
Chris will
now?
know
Are they?
Chris doing
Are they
fine.
gas?
Casserole.
Someone making if I put someone through a meat grinder, are they a casserole? I don't. It depends on how you cook them, and also I think at that point you become the innards of a ravioli that is prison. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
No, I've lost the plot.
I've also lost the plot, to be fair.
What is the difference between a ramen and bread?
Ramen and bread?
Yes.
Ramen's pretty complex compared to a bread, though.
No, I just mean like the noodles themselves.
Oh, okay. So we're talking. What's the difference between noodles and bread? Very little.
I mean,
Noodles.
Yeah.
Noodles
like-
are tiny breads.
molecularly speaking, of course. They're just draw a line string.
Noodles are tiny breads.
Noodles are
My God.
noodles are bread adjacent and bread, and then you take that to quesadillas, to pizza, to grilled cheese, and you
Oh my
define
God.
noodles as a salad,
Oceana, save me,
and you
please.
define cereal as a salad.
You
You
can
can find
you can kick us out of this channel whenever you want, Starkey. You are doing this to yourself.
you can define a grilled cheese as a pizza, as a quesadilla, as a pasta, as a cereal.
I tried to leave earlier, but chat wanted me to stay. I don't know what to tell you.
Wait, what are we committing food crimes? No, we're talking about the ontology of different foods. The ranking of foods, if you will.
I haven't seen that anime.
I think it got canceled because season 2 is basically like a race crime against Korean people.
Yeah. That was real unfortunate.
Thanks, Japan. Very cool. Okay, low-key, because I was watching an anime with Monkey, and it's one of those anime where it's like it's really good
Did
except
you
for when
know
it fucking
feet are
isn't.
Leg, hands and hands are arm, feet.
Feet are legs. Sure, Chris. Whatever you say.
Do you know how little that narrows it down as far as anime that are good until it isn't?
Okay, but it's that style. It's in that style where every time something fucked up happens, I'm just like, okay, thank you, thanks, Roxy. Very cool.
That also means that there are anime out there that are bad until they're good. Like One Piece.
You know what?
What?
I actually agree with you. I genuinely agree with you that One Piece is bad until it's good. And fucking, I'll say it. Fuck it. To people who defend the beginning of One Piece, you're not wrong, but you're also not right. Who said One Piece is bad? I'm not saying One Piece is bad. I'm saying that the opening is bad. Jobless Reincarnate. God damn it. Fucking Ambrose guessed the goddamn anime we were talking about. Presumably because I mentioned a Roxy.
There's like 8 different anime that could be describing.
But it's just every single time a character does something off-putting, I'm just like, thanks, X character, really cool. And it does help a little bit with acknowledging the fucked up weird thing they're doing.
There's a reason why people don't watch Goblin Slayer.
Yeah. Campfire Cooking Another World is getting a second season? I kind
Yeah,
of
it
enjoyed
is.
that. We didn't finish season 1.
Yeah, we did.
Although, did we? Does season 1 just
I
end
thought we
with the main character being able to cast some basic spells in a dungeon?
No, there might be a little bit after it, but there's no like major arc or anything. It's just cozy. All I know is that either a tiny dragon or a fairy dragon or a little wyvern shows up in season 2 of Campfire Cooking, and I am so excited.
Also, Goblin Slayer is not interesting or well written. That's the fucking. I think that's the thing. I'm like. Oh, I just realized I've been zoomed in this entire time. I think that's the thing that fucking pisses me, because like I have also Monkey forces me to watch anime that I like but I hate.
Oh, like 100 Girlfriends?
Yeah, fuck, 100 Girlfriends is also on that list, because 100 Girlfriends is unabashed garbage. It is wholly shameless. It does not give a fuck that it is trash. But it also has like genuinely some of the most solid writing, like some of the most solid character romance writing I've seen, and like it's like it is on the level of character writing as fucking Kaguya-sama. And I'm fucking mad because then it's like you're like, oh hey, the character writing in this anime is really really good, and then it hits you with the character who fucking talks like Ducky from The Land Before Time, and whose character is that she fucking drugs people. And it becomes fucking impossible to suggest this piece of shit to anyone. So you have to you have to like trap people in your basement. It actually references To Love Ru. Wait, is what's her face a To Love Ru reference? I don't bother to remember her name. I know she's the one that I hate.
So, Starkey.
Yeah?
I'm gonna just go over here with this distraction here. So
Yes.
DA mentioned for you to work in the draconic traits into the badger.
Yes.
Where do you want to put those?
I'm actually, because I'm trying to... I might need to exaggerate them a little bit. I was expecting, because I want these spikes. I want these to basically be like draconic spikes.
Okay. Are they
Maybe-
going down like the middle of the forehead, like
Yeah.
spiky eyebrows? What are we talking here?
So basically this is the center part of the badger head.
Yes,
Like the,
I can tell from the lines.
So like the idea was like make it more clearly defined that these are supposed to be spikes. I like badger ears.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of the draconic features are also gonna like necessarily be kind of in the arms. Like arms, back, legs. The face and head are gonna be mostly badger.
Okay. Then my recommendation is
Oh,
when
and
you're
the
getting to
horns.
Good. When you're going towards the horns, probably do a little bit of scale buildup around it.
Okay.
Because one of the things that DA told you was also the design, and I'm being blunt here, design looks like you took two creatures and said dragon arms, badger head, dragon horns, with
Yeah.
very little working in between
That's
of that.
fair. That's a good point, actually.
So before you add those little details in, do the major features you want to do, and then just be like, this dragon needs more badger. This badger needs more dragon.
Yeah. My brother talks well of 100 Girlfriends. I had no idea Doping Ducky was a girlfriend on the list. Okay. Let me describe to you the single worst written character of all time.
I wouldn't say she's the worst written character of all time.
I would. She drugs people consistently.
You have not seen some terrible shit. I need to get you to watch Redo the Healer.
No, you don't. Okay. She's not the worst written character of all time, but I fucking hate her. Is that a more fair statement?
Yeah, that's a much fair statement.
She is the main character is she's a class above the main character. She's introduced to the main character. Oh God, Naruto the healer. She's introduced to the main character as a child because she developed a, and I'm not making this up. She refers to them as druggy wuggies because of fucking course she does. She's developed a drug that basically causes her body to revert to that of a fucking teenager because, or like a child because the fucking course anime. But yeah, her entire character is that she basically does magic by making miracle drugs. And she just slips them into people. There's a time where she almost kills everyone because she slips a drug that makes everyone more susceptible to cuteness. Like she just straight up roofies people. You seen the end of Evangelion? That anime was a cry for help.
That's on the list to show Starkey. Starkey is not exposed to Evangelion yet, so.
Okay, the question, because like
I read the manga.
if we're going like, I could probably stick some
That grin is looking much better, by the way.
Thank you.
Are you going with normal square teeth? You going with more carnivorous stuff?
I'm definitely going more more. I think I'm gonna go with like the developed. This is not it's not the canine because the canine is this one.
Develop tusks or develop fangs?
I think I'm gonna go with
Fang?
tusks.
Okay, fangs go down, tusks go up.
Yeah, I think I prefer the tusk look. You can watch Evangelion before you watch the show. It would be funny. Okay, no, but you don't understand because that almost happened. That almost happened. It was Thanksgiving. We were at my mom's place. And my brother was like, "Yo, I want to show you the first couple episodes of Evangelion." And then he put on Evangelion, and he was like, "Why the fuck are we in the hospital? Oh God, it's end of Evangelion. To get it away, get it off, because Mom was in the room."
For context, for folks that don't know, the beginning of Evangelion has the main character jerking off over the unconscious body of one of his friends.
Yep. That's the only thing I know about the end of Evangelion.
That part was cut from the original English dub.
I wonder why.
It'll forever be a mystery.
That was the end, though. That was
Nope,
at the end,
beginning.
though? Nope, it's the first scene.
We're rats. We're the rats.
What's up, Chris?
End of Evangelion, for context, Starkey,
Hold on, Chris is
is...
doing a
Started
thing.
a fight planning to lose to him. All going well till he pulls out his 9 and I shit.
Anyways, what were you gonna say?
So Neon Genesis Evangelion has 3 endings. The first one, which you are aware of through the clapping meme.
Congratulations.
Yes. The third one, which is a series of movies that does some meta narrative shenanigans with, which in my opinion they do very well, but everyone's taste will differ. And the second one is the end of Evangelion, where basically every Japanese fan threw a hissy fit at the original ending of Evangelion. So they made the movie, and the creator of Evangelion made the angriest thing I have ever seen put to animated movie. No character makes it out looking good. The main character probably has the biggest character assassination out of all of them. And yeah.
I wish I still had access to Darissi Sandussi so she could say congratulations too. Is that Goofy movie song? I think so. Yeah, Goofy movie. Eye to Eye. No American will enjoy the elation that is for Brazilians to watch the congratulations scene in Portuguese.
I don't know this one, so please enlighten.
Yes, please explain the meme if you'd be so if that would be so kind.
It's also while we're waiting, it's very funny seeing what anime other countries latch onto.
Yeah.
Like the easy example is no matter how big you think Dragon Ball is in the States, it is far bigger in
Oh, yeah.
whatchamacallit,
South
in like
America.
Central
Yeah.
and South America. Yes.
When Akira Toriyama died, Central and South America were effectively in mourning for months. Like the entire continents were like, yeah, everyone here is effectively mourning the passing of Akira Toriyama. Didn't the drug cartel hold a ceasefire for mourning? I would believe it. Sincerely. You put a death threat letter in someone, you put a death threat letter that someone sent the creator in the movie, including photos of his studio being vandalized for Evangelion? like the people were that mad about the ending of Evangelion that they straight up sent him death threats?
It's real bad.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like end of Evangelion, the joke is, oh man, Ano needs therapy, and he went to therapy.
I'll be honest with you. Everything I learn about Japan, I would love to visit Japan. You could not pay me enough money to fucking live in Japan. Like, because I've learned so much about like just like random shit that happens in Japan. Like, it's just very normal to be stalked in Japan.
Okay, to be fair, the ending.
There's a reason why there's that whole why every.
To be fair, the ending is crayon drawings at times. Oh, yeah, that's right. The crayon drawings. What were we gonna say, Chris or Morgan?
It's fine.
Phoenix.
Nope, that's completely gone. Yeah, no. So the end of Evangelion is. Oh, I remember now. There's a reason why in Japan there's a law that every cell phone camera has to have an audible click.
Yep.
Anyway,
to be honest with you, that's a good law we should probably bring here as well.
Evangelion is an absolutely fascinating character study in terms of watching the series, watching the end, and then watching the rebuild movies to see how the storyteller has grown. It's a wonderful journey. I honestly recommend it. I honestly do recommend it if you have the time. It is a lot. Evangelion is not exactly the happiest series.
What you mean the opening a movie with the character jacking off to his unconscious best friend in a hospital? It's not a sitcom?
No, because fun fact, the reason why Shinji is portrayed so poorly is because everyone quote unquote relates to Shinji, so he made Shinji look as terrible as possible.
Oh, so that's why people were mad, because they were like, this is
Shinji is the fans. It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They say most isekai anime are the artist's dream for a new life in the world far away. I say it depends on what the type of isekai. Because I imagine, for example, no one's gonna say that the ReZero guy is like he's living out his fantasy. Because the ReZero is my understanding of ReZero is it's functionally just like trauma and suffering simulator.
Subaru is in the Torment Nexus.
That's actually a solid way of describing it.
It's very good. It's one of those I recommend. Another heavy watch. If you want something lighter, watch Isekai Quartet. You get all the character beats, but with 4 isekai protagonists.
Knowing the artistic intention makes it way funnier. I have to spite watch End of Eva again. Wait, he did what? Are you talking about the opening of End of Evangelion, where he jacks off to his best friend who's unconscious in the hospital? Yeah, that happens.
Starkey, this is the 3rd time you've brought this up.
I just want to make sure everyone understands.
You haven't even seen
Isekai,
it.
I haven't.
Katsai, go ahead. We keep cutting you off.
What's up?
Isekai Quartet is just pure fan service to anime.
Yeah.
I couldn't get into the TV show,
Sometime.
but the end of Evangelion starts fucked up and only gets worse that I couldn't look away. Plus, there's a song in the movie that is such a banger.
Orange Tang.
Oh yeah, Orange Tang. Da do do de da 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 da. Cosmo has a good, just a group of friends on an adventure, a dumb water goddess, an explosion-loving shoujo, and the masochistic crusader.
Oh, you're talking about Konosuba.
Konosuba. Yeah, I'm aware of Konosuba at least.
I recommend it as a background watch. It's very silly. Aqua is the worst.
Aqua is definitely the villain of that series. Also, I'm closing the queue because I realize that we definitely have more than 10 minutes left of songs in the queue. I may or may not have posted Shinji's hand in the nuclear. You know what? At least it's contained there. That's where it's supposed to be. If it is getting posted on the Discord server, that is the correct location for it to be. I wonder if because I kind of want to like see if I can. So I kind of like almost like have him nestle his head just between his pecs.
Yeah.
Aqua still owes me funds for medical bill.
So here's some reason. You have a good idea of how Konosuba works, right,
Yes.
Starkey?
It's
Okay.
effectively a lampooning of a lot of the like the power gamer style isekai, right?
Correct. The reason why I bring it up is there's a few moments that I feel like you need to be aware of. One, which is one of my favorite comedic moments in anime, which is when Aqua gets put inside of a crocodile cage. I can't say any more because it's absolutely dumb. One of the premises of the third season is Aqua gave away too many cheat isekai items and lost track of where they ended up.
Oh my god, this scene's so good. Okay, how does this look? How are the horns doing? Oh, I think I need to trace them like consider more because like I like where this horn is positioned.
Oh, you're gonna have them go up now?
What? Yeah. Like I said, there's
do
some
like-
pretty because I think it's gonna lead to a slightly better silhouette.
Yeah. Are you gonna do like a Caesar's crown type situation?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm definitely because like I do love the design element of the like laurel crown horns. That one's
Okay.
staying.
Make sure you pull up either bull horns, ram horns, or just the crown itself to have the basic shape on hand.
Yeah.
I
Fair
trust your vision, but it's more just to have that for tracing the line.
Fair enough. I like one of the scenes in the first episode of season 3 where one of the Demon Lord's general gave Cosmo PTSD.
Oh, that.
Kazuma deserves it.
He does.
I've heard people refer to Konosuba as anime Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and
I won't lie.
I think it's quite accurate.
From what I know, that actually does seem incredibly accurate. I've not seen it myself, but everything I hear about it, because like it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia actually like has almost like a fascinating through narrative, where it's almost like what would happen if you were stuck in a like sitcom style time loop. Whereas like the seasons go on, they just get more and more unhinged with like the fucked up shit they're doing because they know it's just gonna reset at the end of the week. So just like episode one, they're like, what if we just bully this like random like like Charlie's like, oh, I have an interest in this girl that like this woman who has no interest in me, and then by season 5, they're getting addicted to like meth and crack and shit. It's like, what the fuck?
You joke about that, but that's literally what happens in Konosuba. They bully every demon lord general they come across.
Perfection.
I heard someone describe Konosuba as isekai, but a sitcom.
Oh,
It
sorry,
basically
Eagle
is.
Panya, we closed that. We closed out the Siren Quest queue. But no, that's. Let me look at a Badger real quick.
You didn't have a Badger pulled up for,
I have too many things open.
but you get okay. Starkey, you frustrate me sometimes.
You're right. You're right. I do frustrate you, and also you're right that I should have had that on the canvas.
I've long given up trying to get you to use references.
Listen, I have the references open. They're just not on the canvas.
So I'm gonna Starkey, when you're done with what you're currently drawing, let me know because I'm on a time delay.
Okay, what's up?
Okay, do me a small little favor, okay?
Yes.
The tusk you've made, double the
Yes.
size and see how you like that. Because remember, exaggeration. That includes width.
The problem is like because if it's that big, I want to like draw it over here as well.
Well, that would be hidden by the other.
Oh, I guess yeah, because it would basically be behind the okay. I do
You don't have
kinda
to
like
keep
that.
It's just an experimentation. Because remember, when
Yeah.
you're doing these features, exaggerate.
I'm because I'm working on I like the facial hair for sure.
I'm assuming you're gonna probably add a little bit of scruff below the chin, though.
Yeah. Well, for that, because like this is currently. It sounds like we should badger Starkey more. I will delete you. I'm also trying to avoid over design this time. I think so. The silhouette definitely looks a lot better to me with this. Like the horns, the ears. In general, like the body silhouette is gonna need a little bit of tinkering for sure, but
But remember, small details are last. Right now, you're just
Yeah.
doing the main stuff.
I'm trying to think if there's anything big I also want.
Okay, are you adding anything to the shoulders?
That's a good
Horns,
question.
spine, scales. Also, don't forget the wings.
Yeah.
If you still want the wings.
That's fair.
Because you can always have him be more shapeshiftery and the wings pop out when they need to pop out.
Yeah,
Kinda
that's more or less because like I feel like the draconic features are like there's some base level of draconic features, but I feel like the draconic features become more intense as he uses magic.
That makes sense. But remember, this is not a now thing. This is when you're done, once you're done with the basic outline.
Yeah.
Add little draconic features near the draconic stuff to base, so it's not just a gluing stuff, putting magnets on a fridge,
Yeah.
gluing things on a thing. Because then you have a weird kimono mini, but replace anime girl with Badger.
Fair enough. What kind of
Unless
what kind
that's
of
what- unless
spikes
that's what
do I
you're going
even want? Oh, land cakes into the follow. Welcome to Blackjack. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I need to get some part of this. I need to probably just get like some glue or something because there is currently a little bit of an issue where one of the pieces in my hand tracker is broken. So sketch layer 1 is the ideal layer. Sketch layer 2 is for details and stuff. I suppose that's fair.
Oh yeah, I just remembered a question I had a bit earlier.
What's up?
Before I got interrupted by a call from my mommy,
I want you to know I
I,
dry heaved at that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but I do feel like I had to interject with that information.
I so I completely lost my train of thought there. Give me a sec. Oh yeah, I was designing a character, and I was like a furry character for some idea I had, and I accidentally designed a girl boss character.
Kasai designing your
I
ideal
need,
woman.
I need to figure out what species to make her.
I say that, but I do appreciate a nice girl boss myself. It's funny because I've started hanging out in Adora's chats when I can because unfortunately Adora streams at the same time that Pop Mutt usually does, so it's a bit difficult for me to make it, but I was able to, and I love Adora's description for me. He's like, Starkey is very sweet. He's also the gayest man alive. And I'm like, you know what? You aren't quite right, but but you are mostly there. Because I am technically pan. Honestly, I feel genuinely complimented by the title. Low key to be called the gayest bird alive.
You know what that means, chat? If you're a bird and you want that title, you gotta fight Starkey for it.
To the death.
To the death.
To the death. I love the immediate. It's like, yes, we don't fuck around in this house. It is poison covered knife fight. We're Bakiing this shit. Also, I recently discovered the existence of the manga Baki. Baki's fucking wild. The one who sucks more cocks wins. Hello, I'm Grant and now off to the reporter, whose name is equal to the number of men I blew in a single night. Hello, I'm 50? That's one of my favorite clips on the internet. Is just Brennan Lee Mulligan reacting to the idea that in one night, Grant O'Brien gave head to 50 people.
I mean, by furry standards, is that high or low?
I mean that depends on what kind of fur you are, I think. That's definitely one of those things where it's like it kind of depends on the level of slut you are, which is not, I don't mean that as like an insult. In fact, I kind of mean it as a compliment. If you are able to if you have the confidence to comfortably suck off more than 50 people in a night, you're kind of killing it, low key. If you're because you're able to, you have within you the capability, the desire, and the opportunity to blow more than 50 people in one night, and I respect that.
I mean, according to the stereotypes, FurCon room parties are that extreme. So
no, they aren't. I mean, okay, some of them might be. I can't imagine.
All right, folks, you hear that? Starkey needs to be invited to more room parties to experience what the fandom has to offer.
Can't say shit.
Get him
on Detroit.
List.
They stole my fucking porch.
As far as I know, you're not into scat, Starkey.
I'm not. It is one of those kinks where I'm like actively grossed out by it.
Yeah, no. We came across someone who was into, what was it, AB?
Because we were watching the fucking Dropout episode. Basically, the most recent Dropout episode for Game Changers, they brought on a bunch of stand-up comedians and had them do crowd work. Except they stacked the crowd with very interesting people who have like weird stories to tell. And one of the people was like, "Yeah, I'm a member of the Seattle kink community," and I'm like, "Oh, hey, that's cool." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm into ABDL." I'm like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with it, but it was an immediate fucking 180 on my energy. What?
You're gonna need to explain what that is, Starkey.
Oh my god. Why are you like this?
I was told to stay, so I stayed.
You know what?
Rats.
I'm sorry, hold up a moment. Chris doing a thing.
Starkey, what do you call a charming young strawberry? A raspberry.
Starkey went too fast. So he mentioned he was part of, or I guess presumably they, because they were giving NB vibes. They mentioned gonna go listen to Anime Open. Okay, bye. Thank you for hanging out, Jalapeno. Have a wonderful evening. Your stream's got rats. It does. We got Crisp over in the corner now. What was it? Fucking yeah, no. So there was one guy who was wearing a shirt that was like asking me about my hobby, and he opens with like, I'm part of the Seattle kink community, or they open with, I'm part of the Seattle kink community. And then the community is like, oh, hey, what are you doing there? And he's like, well, I'm into this thing called ABDL. And immediately I'm just like, well, there, you know, because it makes me so deeply uncomfortable. Like, there's apps Seattle kink community, yes.
Are we talking horse level uncomfortable, Starkey?
Okay. Here's the thing. I don't trust horses, but I'm not uncomfortable around them.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard that before. I mean, listen, I imagine every metropolitan area probably has like some equivalent, like, you know, like, because, you know, you're living in an area full of people that are presumably less, like, not just. I realize I give him like a dog nose. I think I'm gonna keep the booper.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Mom.
Salutations.
me, bitch.
All right, we got one more. We got 6 minutes left, and then I'll probably be closing up. How you doing, Nam?
Hello,
Frogman?
I'm doing beach.
I can pet the frog. I can give each of you pets. Pets for Kasai, pets for Melon, pets for Phoenix here. All right. And I guess pets for me. Ow, ow, ow.
That's for everybody. Yeah, I'm about to go sleep, but I just wanted to hop in and say, you're amazing, you're cute, you're hot, you're whatever else I can think of.
How dare you? How dare you say these things?
I will kiss you on the mouth.
You know what? Do it.
And then lick
I
you.
dare you.
Someone clip that.
I will.
Listen, I'm a physically affectionate person. I enjoy a good I enjoy a good smooch as long as it's consensual and with someone that I feel comfortable doing it with.
I will put my tongue in that beak.
You know what? I respect that as well. Listen, a French kiss with a frog has got to be kind of intense, though, low key, right?
Yeah, but I want art of you, like just beak full of my tongue, like.
It's like the meme. It's like that one meme image of Yoshi rimming Bowser, and then Yoshi's tongue comes out of Bowser's mouth.
Yes, imagine that, but like the other way around.
Free artists are fucking
Now-
wild.
I'm just thinking because, like, if Starfleet technically were to become a prince,
If I were to eat what?
if you were to technically become a prince,
No, that's me. I'm becoming a prince if you kiss me. But it's gonna be like Shrek. Like if you're a furry, I stay as a frog.
Fascinating.
I'm a prince if I
So
kiss
at that point, you would just gain the title.
The what?
You would just gain the title of prince.
Oh, I'm already a prince.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
why I'm a bottom. I mean, what?
I had a curse thought about Yoshi. Oh my god, you're a pillow prince. That came out more judgmental than I intended it to be. Wait, Chaos, what? What happened? Or Kronos, what happened? Yep. What is a pillow prince? It sounded so judgmental. I didn't mean it to sound judgmental. Okay. To explain what a pillow prince is, because there are
Pillow Princess Starkey.
right.
It's an individual that prefers to be the center of attention during intimate activities that doesn't have to lift a finger.
That's okay. That was my because it wasn't quite what I was because like I'd always heard pillow prince is the term for like the partner that does nothing, like that like wants to be very passive in bed.
I mean,
Also, we are at the end of this queue, so hedonism.
no, but
Less hedonism.
close.
I think the idea is more like that they're like kind of a lazy love. Like that's the stereotype of in my mind of what the pillow prince traditionally is that they're like more of the lazier, like, you know, the less active lover. Anyways,
They work very well with service tops.
yes, but they were the ones being cuddled. All right. I thought it was gonna be someone who liked many pillows in their beds because I love having a lot of I nest. I'm not feeding you anymore.
speaking of
Well,
out
shit.
earlier,
That's that's half my bank account gone.
Yep.
All right, chat. If you wanna feed me, because apparently I'm gonna be fucking starving to death. You wanna get some coffee? Go.
Actually, I'm removing the other 50%.
We got, but also Loki. Do give Dragon. I need to probably add a. Okay, Kasai grabs you gently. Leave a thing in the to-do list to add like a Dragon Roast coffee command. But also, we're going to the outro. Hold up, can they even hear you? Oh, yes, they can still hear you here. So I'm going to go ahead and mute, and I'll be right back. All right, thank you for coming to hang out. Hopefully you guys had a good time watching. Hopefully, you know, y'all are enjoying the redesign as it's going. But yeah, let me see. Let me go and get the raid message, and then let's see who we're going to be raiding out. Thank you for stream. Well, thank you for hanging. Like, you know, I am glad to some degree that I'm out of the art block scenario, because that's like that's the nightmare every time, where I'm just like, what do I do? How do I art? I've forgotten everything. It's not the greatest feeling in the world, shall we say. We can raid over to Roger. That could be fun. Let's see. So next we've raided into Growly. I see Tanner. I'm the fucking worst about finding raid targets, low-key. Raid into Dizzy. Raid into King. There's a Jesus fuck. There's a lot of people live tonight. Good God. What the fuck? You know what? I got nothing. Actually, you know what? I see someone. Hold up. How long have they been going? Only 2 hours? You know what? I think I know who I want to stop by to say hi to. Let's raid over to Schrader Gaming Crater. So this person is the voice actor behind Ben Bigger, and he's a very, very sweet guy. I want to interact with him more, but there's also that apprehension because, like, you know, it's like, oh, voice actor, but like he and Mario are friends, so I'm like, I just need to like get over myself and get over the anxiety of like being a content creator and interacting with other people, because like ultimately all of us are we're people at our core, so like that's, you know, that is the anxiety. Let's start right over to Schrader. Schrader's Gaming Crater. Nope, that's not the right symbol. There we go. I'm gonna make shit myself. There we go. Is that the correct one? Perfect. Anyways, if this is your first time here, I'm Starkmorph, Big A Chaos Crow on the internet. Bryce stream every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly I play indie games. However, every Tuesday and Friday, I've been learning how to do some art. If you'd like to stay up to date with the streaming, Quinn will be going live, as well as to see the art that I make, art that I get commissioned, food that I make, general ramblings. Maybe I should start posting curse shit. Should I start posting curse shit? That might be nice. Just like not like deeply cursed, but just like a little bit like, you know, Starky, why the fuck did you say that? Like you the kind of shit where it's like you could delete this tweet. No? I might start posting curse shit. None of you can stop me. Starky, you still delete this skeet. Anyways, yes, excellent. So it only takes one, only one yes. I got a YouTube if you'd like to get on the VODs there. Hopefully over this weekend I will be cutting up some of the blueprints videos to hopefully be a little bit more like, you know, closer to 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you know, that range. And then I have a Discord if you'd like to pop in there, say hello Sweet Beans, see the Crush Contest Sweet Beans post. And also, if you would like to support the stream, let me grab the Dragon Roast coffee link. I need to add this as a command. But yeah, if you'd like to grab some coffee and help support the stream, feel free to grab some for Dragon Roast. I really, really love their like blends. I need to stock up. But anyways, I will catch you on Monday with more blueprints. Love you guys to bits, and I will see you then. Bye.